They don't represent any police department, agency, sponsor, or employer. Two Cops, One Donut isn't responsible for anything said by guests or for any videos, clips, or content shown during the live stream. This show is intended for adult audiences only. We cover real incidents, we show graphic and sometimes disturbing footage, and we don't shy away from strong language or adult conversations. There may or may not also be alcohol involved. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Everything you hear or see on the show is for entertainment and educational purposes. It is not legal advice, and it's not tactical instruction, and it shouldn't be used for such. By continuing to watch, you're telling us that you understand, you accept all this. All right, now let's get into it. All right, welcome back. Let me get in frame here. Two Cops, One Donut. I'm your host, Derek Levine, by myself today. My wife is out of state. She's doing her nursing thing, and she's out at a conference, checking out Disney of all things. So I'm bored. My youngest kid's up in Michigan visiting family, and the only people that are home are my dogs and my oldest daughter, who's talking to her boyfriend and doing boyfriend things. So I figured I would just jump on and cure my boredness with a live stream. So I'm looking over and seeing Steve Wallace jumped on. What's up, brother? We've got MBRRP podcast in the house. What's up, brother? My mother has jumped on, so she was bored as well. We're getting hit with storms right now, by the way. So you guys know the history of me and storms on here. So I might lose y'all. If I do, I'll jump back on as soon as I have power. We'll see what happens. We found out in the neighborhood that I live in, because we only moved here like maybe going on 2 years in September. And for some reason, there's like 40 houses where I'm at that we all have the old power line system. So it seems like as soon as lightning even goes off in the distance, the power goes out. So it is what it is. So if we lose power, just be ready for that. I might get abruptly cut off the air. We'll see what happens. My mom said, I'm always bored. Well, get a hobby, woman. Harrison, he said, what the hell? The storms are hitting your area. They are hitting my area, but you know what? I got to be here for the people. No agenda today. I haven't even got any videos pulled up. I mean, I can pull some videos up as we go. I'll probably pull up my stuff so we can bullshit about our stuff. Pirate Blue said, can you read the IG comments? I can. I just don't keep up with them very well. All of my focus is over in this direction. All the IG stuff's way over here. Is what it is. For whatever reason, Restream won't show the Instagram chat. So I tend to neglect the Instagram chat. So if you really want your stuff to be seen, please jump over to the YouTube channel. That is the best method for staying in contact. I see Ario's on. What's going on, Ario? Craig's in the house. He said, weird, it dropped me in the other YouTube version. Hey, Eric, I put my new Mavis drone to watch you tonight. Heck yeah. You got a Mavis, brother? That's awesome. Love it. Anyone going to bring up the Lego story? I kind of heard about that. The Lego story, I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but I heard that something about a local PD was harassing some kid, saying that he stole like a Lego collection or something to that effect. Or somebody stole his Lego collection and he knew who it was. I don't remember. Like I said, I could talk about it, but I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, I just spit. Did you see that? Thoughts on today's coping as to when you started copying. I think is that what we're saying? Yeah. Boat Speedman said, thoughts on today's copying as to when I started. Okay. That's a good topic. Thank you, Boatman. I like that. That's Boat Speedman over on Instagram wants to know how I view copying today is how I viewed it when I first started. So all the way back, 2006 when I really started my law enforcement career. But yeah, policing, I got to police before body cams and a lot of that stuff. We still had VHS tapes inside of patrol cars and things of that nature for your dash camera system. And I would say the public's view on how cops handled suspects was out of sight, out of mind. They don't see it, they don't give a shit. The only time they'd care is when it was on video and if it looked bad. Um, the culture of the community and what they expect from police has just changed vastly. So I guess I'll look at it two different aspects. I'll look at it how it affected me as a cop, and then how I seen the community affect us as police. So for me, initially, we didn't wear nearly as many hats as cops when I first started. Your true thing was law enforcement. Like that was, as far as a community oriented cop, yeah, the good cops, they figured out real quick that you had to be one with your beat and know your people and be out there and be seen and talk to people. Um, but there wasn't training on why that is. You just kind of figured it out from the good cops that you saw. But that changed. Like as I would say about 2014 is when it really 2012 to 2014 is when it really started to change. Body cams were starting to come out. It was a new concept. Cops hated it, didn't want it, didn't like the concept of it at all. I know a lot of cops, they thought that unless they caught it on body cam, no one was ever going to trust their word again. Which there's some semblance of truth to that a little bit today. It just depends on the courts, but and there's reason to back that thought process up because there's cops that have been busted lying and doing some dumb shit. So yeah, so you had that aspect. The body cams were coming out. I was so excited. I volunteered. I was like one of the beta testers for our department. We had the option of wearing it on our lapel, like on our collar, or you had these glasses that you could wear. And I always worked midnight, so I would wear the glasses with the clear lenses because I wanted it to like see what I was seeing, and I just thought the thing on the collar, I wasn't sure just how much that was going to see. So I don't know why I'm going down a rabbit hole with the body cams, but it did change policing. That part completely changed the culture of policing. But the hats we wore, they want, all the way up to today, we've gotten into animal control. And I don't mean like cops were never called for this before, but now we're going through training on like how to use one of them damn dog poles and how to see when a dog is being aggressive and signs and symptoms of dogs' aggression and stuff like that. We're doing the community outreach stuff. We're doing Hope, which is like a homeless outreach program. Shit, I don't even know if you're allowed to call them homeless anymore. We talk about things just keep continuously changing. Um, the concept of cops need to ride by themselves versus riding two man. That's kind of flip flop back and forth. Wanting cops to be crisis intervention trained, excited delirium trained, medically trained. Man, I feel like I'm missing a whole bunch of other just things I didn't expect in policing. Shit, we can't even get the law and the Constitution side down. You're throwing all these other things at us. So, yeah, Craig said unhoused, the unhomed, uh, the urban survivalist, if you will. So, yeah, it's changed. It has changed. Policing has changed immensely. The amount of hats everybody wants you to wear, and the non-support, they want you to be a jack of all. I'm sorry. They want you to be a master of all, but only provide you the jack of all training funding. And that's where it sucks. I recently put out one of the gray area videos and I talk about you expect black belt level competency, but you only gave us white belt level training. And you can't have both. Well, it's kind of how all of these things are. You want me to be able to go out and talk a person off the ledge. You want me to go out and be able to look at a person and be able to tell you that's a mental health disorder versus that's a drug induced disorder versus that's a crisis intervention thing. It's excited delirium, medical issue. Like you want me to be able to look at it and diagnose it. I just can't do all this, guys. Like I don't think. Okay, I'm dumb in a lot of things, but I think in the policing side of things, I feel like I'm better than most, I guess. But man, there's so much. There's so much. Just damn this new Taser 10. Like that's a new thing that I have. I'll probably never use it because I'm not in the streets anymore, but still got to have it. You know, when I do work a part time or something like that, in the very rare occasion, or if I do have to go out to the streets, I got to be able to say that I was trained in that damn thing and I have it. But it's so different from the last one that I used. I feel like I'm competent in it. I went through the whole course and all that stuff, but things are just constantly changing in policing. So it's a really good question. Um, and then on the citizen side, I didn't even hit the citizen side of this. The citizen side of how policing has changed is your expectations have changed. You guys are a lot smarter. And that's a great thing. People know their rights way more. They're well more informed than they ever were before. That's thanks to the technology boom, and that's where we're at right now. The culture of policing, we're so used to people not knowing their rights, thinking that they know, cops thinking that they know, and then getting checked by people now that are more correct than they are. And now the cops questioning themselves and the ego takes over. So I would say that's been the biggest changes because back in the day, I'd be like, all right, according to my knowledge, I'd be like, yeah, I think this is violation such. Turn on, put your hands behind your back, and be like, oh, that's bullshit, but nobody really say anything. And then now you got somebody standing off to the side and be like, no, I got it right here, and the elements are this, and you're like, let me see that real quick. Shit, you're right. Yeah, my bad. I would have figured that out before I took them anywhere. That's another thing. Officers, like, if you put someone in cuffs and detain them, and you've got them detained based on offense, you think that they've committed. Look the offense up. I see too many times these days people are cuffing and stuffing, and they're going down to the jail, and then they don't even figure out they were wrong until the jail sergeant or the judge looks over their affidavit, and they're like, "You don't have PC here because you're missing this element." And like, it's the information age, guys. Just check your shit. Don't get offended when somebody wants you to make sure. You're getting paid by the hour anyway. Check your shit. So, I hope that answers your question, Boatman. Yeah, policing has changed immensely since I've gotten in. The technology is amazing. I'm so excited about it and so frightened by it all at the same time. I'm really excited about the drone stuff. I think it's amazing. Day one, I've had success. We got a guy with a weapon shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor over a residential area. That was awesome. I was able to move officers. I shouldn't say my team. I don't want to say me. My team was able to move officers in at a pivotal moment that we would have never had eyes on before when this guy was having trouble with this weapon. And it was a good time. It was a safe time. Officers move in. He couldn't go anywhere. He was caught by surprise and it went peacefully. I'm like, this is it. This is what this thing's intended to do. Now, my fear, and inevitably, it always happens. Every new toy, some cop abuses it. I just ask that the public and that the police departments hold that person accountable and don't let them ruin a good tool for the citizens and police because of an idiot's overreach. But yeah, just is what it is. Marine Blood. Want to help us mods encourage Eric to tell us mods before he goes live? Join the Discord and he won't be able to get away. My bad, guys. I hate bothering y'all when it's not planned, so I'm just like, I'll handle it. That's me. Somebody talking shit to my mom. She deserves it sometimes. Go ahead, hit her up. Mike Jones. She has no idea what reference that is, by the way. She has no clue. That is so funny. Mom, do you know who Mike Jones is? I'm looking at the comments. Sorry, guys. Yeah, if you're over there on Instagram, guys, Instagram Live doesn't do very well. If you're over on TikTok too, I think we're live on if you're over on TikTok or our Instagram, I think I lost signal there for a second and it just jumped back on. But yeah, I don't think my mom said no. I should know who Mike Jones is. Mom, if you don't know Mike Jones, you got to know his phone number. Oh, there it goes. Mom, you don't know Mike Jones. I think it's 281-330-8004. I used to listen to Mike Jones all the time in high school and junior high. Loved it. Marine Blood said, it's fine. We just like a heads up so we aren't broadsided. I didn't notice till I opened YouTube. I will say this about my mods. Every time I do this to them and I go live randomly, it's not very long before one of them at least jumps on. So you guys are always monitoring something, it seems like. Ryan said, Eric, is it true that donuts were once square, but they had to round the corners for officer safety? Shut up, Ryan. Don't be talking trash about us, bro. Tim's in the house finally. Tim said, boo. My mods are mad. Sorry, guys. I was bored. Just figured I'd jump on. But yeah, keep throwing those questions out there, guys. Let's chop it up tonight. Let's just bullshit. I'm drinking I think it's strawberry lemonade C4. It's a new one. I went up to the gas station and I'm so tired today. I don't know what the deal is. And I didn't want to fall asleep early and stay up super late. So I just decided to do this. Joe Swanson Tactical. Sorry, I wanted to read it right. It's tough to be an expert in all areas, but one should be proficient. Lead with curiosity. Yes. Yes. Put that on a t-shirt. That is true. That's it's a big frustration. It's one of the reasons why the latest episode of the Gray Area, I did it about use of force and in grappling. I feel, I think, in my experience, one of the big reasons cops don't get into grappling is because they suck at it. It's a self-evaluation that you can't get away from. They have to look in the mirror and realize that after 6 months, 4 months, however good or bad your academy is, that at the end of it, they're still a guppy in a fishbowl of sharks when it comes to grappling. And that's very hard for type A personality egos, that just what Joe was saying there about Joe Swanson Tactical was saying about curiosity. If you're a curious person, then you can overlook your ego and be like, all right, yeah, I suck at this, but if I keep going, like, look at how these guys owned me, you know, the people that you're rolling with and stuff like that, and taking up grappling, having that curiosity makes you better, man. It's just, that shit's deep. I like it. Science mindset. I can bullshit really fast. Hell yeah, brother. Welcome to the club. As a cop, you got to be able to do that, especially if you see some like crazy shit. One day, I'll tell you guys a story. Story time. If you guys remember that Vine, I had a car pulled over, and it was just a basic stop of this dude's front headlight and taillight were out, and all I was, excuse me, because you guys know I'm not a ticket person. I pull people over to let them know. Because how often do you check your own headlight and taillight? I don't. I never do. Usually it's somebody else going, hey, dude, your taillight's out or your headlight's out. I'm like, oh, shit. Because we're busy. Nobody looks at that stuff unless your car just happens to be parked in the right way when you hit the button or whatever and you see your headlights. Like, so anyway, pull this guy over. And as I'm like telling him, hey, man, I was like, I don't need your ID or anything. That's what I was going to tell him. I don't need your ID or anything like that. And I saw in coming out like between the seats, what I could just see fingertips, y'all. Fingertips. And I was like, On second thought, yeah, let me get your ID real quick because I don't want to get in trouble for not like I had to learn to bullshit on the fly on this. Turns out my boy had a mannequin in his trunk and it was just poking through. He was doing some sort of Halloween thing that was coming up. But yeah, yeah. So talking about low having to learn how to bullshit on the fly really fast, I had to do that shit. I thought I had a body in the trunk. Turns out it was just a mannequin. So that's all. Freeman said, "What up, Free?" He said, "Eric, I sent you a video, something fairly local to you. Yes, I did see it. You weren't the only one that sent it to me." Um, he said, "It's possible you shouldn't cover it here. I just wanted you to see it." I could actually cover that. I could cover that one on here. It's just, I'll be honest, it's not a real sexy story to me. But if it's something you guys are really into, I guess we could for sure. Um, I just it's one of those things. It's just common sense to me. Dude should have been fired. He wasn't, and now look at what happened to him. Uh, so, Tim said mannequin, aka girlfriend. Speaking of mannequin, you guys remember the old '80s movie Mannequin? That was a great shit. That was a great movie. It was one of those like I can't see that they probably spent a whole lot on the budget, but it just did really well. It did well for kids like me in my imagination at that time. I think my wife really likes that movie too. Now that I'm thinking about it. Just looking over on Instagram. Hey, if you guys are jumping on Instagram, I don't check the chat very much because it doesn't flow naturally with the way that my setup is. I just use it so people know to come over to our YouTube channel. So, but yeah. Status with the show. Let me just kind of give you guys an updated status for those that don't know. I did start a new monologue thing that I'm doing. I guess I could use some feedback from y'all. Is it going too quickly? Is it going too slowly? Are you guys making it all the way through without your brains melting? Because our attention spans are a lot shorter these days. I was trying to get something that was in the middle. I kind of want you guys to know where my mindset was on the gray area stuff is we talk about a lot of cool stuff on the live stream. I think everybody will agree with that. And I will be able to get out almost full thoughts on certain topics, but most of the time I'm only able to get out partial thought, half thought. I'm bouncing it off somebody else. They're giving kind of a piece of it. And I never really get to fully give my perspective on a topic. And I wanted to be able to do that in a different way. So that's where I kind of came up with the gray area. I could take a topic that you guys have we've been doing this 5 years. So I wanted to take a topic that you guys have been hitting me up on, and I wanted to be able to go down a rabbit hole with one topic that's been on my mind and just go at it and how I see it from the police side and the civilian side and kind of give how I feel about it in my opinion. Doesn't mean my opinion holds any water, but what I'm trying to get is that I'm hoping that I'm seeing the civilian side properly on a lot of this stuff. And if I'm not, if I'm way off, then you guys are going to be able to tell me. Then I'll be able to tweak and figure that out and try to improve that later on when we do, follow-up episodes on this and stuff. But I've got 10 episodes that I'm going to do. That's going to be the season. It's going to be I'm just going to do this one season, 10 episodes. The final episode will kind of be a culmination of all the episodes and what I think I've shared and learned. But I'm just curious if you guys are getting all the way through it. I'm trying to keep it between 8 and 12 minutes. I'm not trying to make it any longer than that. I don't want it to be any shorter, though, because then I'm not really divulging a full thought. So just curious what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are making it all the way through and all that stuff. Ryan said, Eric, just curious, do you have to pay for any of your equipment or weapons? You do have to buy your uniforms, right? Yeah, so you do get initially given your uniform. I don't have to pay for any of the other stuff. But as you know, they never give you enough stuff for the premium stuff that some of us want. So yeah, I buy like my own mic and earpiece. Although they give you a lapel mic, it's not enough for me. Almost everybody's wearing earpieces, and as they should be. Listen, officers, look at me. I'm the captain now. Wear earpieces in the field. If you're a patrol officer, wear earpiece. And if you're in patrol and you're still just using a handheld, shame on you. Do better. Holy shit. Sorry. I had to get intimate with the camera real quick. Free said, Eric, what I'm seeing is that people are loving the new format. I would say just be you. Honest, thoughtful, experienced. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying. Full disclosure, I am using AI to keep me on track because y'all know how my brain goes. The ADHD, I go all over the place. So what I did was I wrote out my script, I typed it all out, and it just reorganized it for me. So I flow better. So if you guys are like, damn, Eric's really flowing. Well, yeah, AI got me on track. So it's a great tool. You just don't let it speak for you because it's an idiot. It doesn't understand. Every once in a while it tries to change some of my stuff and I'm like, no. We're gonna use my words, not yours. It's very cool. Has anybody seen Thin Blue Line Audits? That does sound familiar, Country Girl. I think he's talked in the chat before. Or maybe I'm thinking of Blue Line Audits or Blue Line something or other. I don't know. Oh, other really good news that my mods know, and Mr. Billfold knows. I talked to, oh man, you guys are going to love this. I'm going to kind of slow play this for a second. We're going to have a really cool guest on the show. We just got to get the date worked out. I'll tell you, he's out of Tennessee. See if you guys can guess in the chat. He's out of Tennessee, so that's a really big clue. He's very popular amongst people that you may know, like the civil rights attorney or civil rights, whatever he's called. I can't remember his damn name. Let me see who else. Who's another good person to compare him to? Audit the Audit, maybe. I'm just saying. Harrison goes, I know who it is. Freeman, you're really yeah. That's half of it. That's half of it, brother. And I have the community to thank for it. Somebody, yep, Southern Draw Law. I talked to him for damn near an hour on the phone, bro. We vibe. We were chatting up a storm. The only reason we stopped was because his wife was like, it's time to get off the phone. We got stuff to do. So, well, Tim, you have to check Discord in the mod section. That's why you don't know, because it's right there. Justin Timberlake. That'd be kind of cool. And be like, all right, Justin, real quick. Follow my finger with your eyes and your eyes only without moving your head. Too soon? Oh, shit. Yeah. So first and foremost, thank you to the community because somebody reached out several times over the last 3 months and we're like, hey, they're talking about you over on this page, this channel. So he's talking about us. Because you guys know, I mentioned Southern Draw Law quite. I was calling him Southern Law Draw because they dyslexic apparently. And somebody, I don't know who it was. He told me the name while we were talking, but we were talking so fast and so much, I can't remember who it was. But they were putting the timestamps from our live stream on his comments for his videos. And he saw those and went and checked them out. And then that's when he reached out to me through email. So whoever that was, thank you. I mean, our community is fucking awesome. We would not have the people that we have had. I mean, we've had Long Island Audit, Auto the Watch, Dog. We've had San Joaquin. We've had HBO Matt. Oh, shit. I know there's more that I'm missing. I'm trying to get Coleon on this damn show. That dude is busier than anybody I've ever met. Big Second Amendment guy. Please watch, Robert Lowe said, Please watch Colt News' latest video of Jacksonville, where the deputy tries to say you can't film private information that the bank admits you could see from the window. Of course he does. Of course he does. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that. Jacksonville cop. Oh, you said deputy. Jacksonville deputy claims you can't film the bank from public place. I'll just see if I can do a rudimentary search. See if I can find it. You said it was, I'm sorry, Colt News. I should have probably typed that in. One day ago. All right. Shout out to Colt News. I haven't seen this, but when the people request, what else can you do? Oh, man. Let me pull this up for y'all. Share screen. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. No, I don't want to be the big one. Let's see. Let's do that. How's that look? That look fine? Maybe I should do it like that. No, I don't like that either. Maybe like this. There we go. Yeah, that's not bad. It looks better on the vertical too. So, all right, we're gonna biggie size. There we go. Oh, no, that cuts it right off. Yep, we'll just go back to this. There you go. All right, y'all.
You can ID somebody who hasn't broken the law.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going inside. I'm staying outside.
You can't record from outside yet.
Oh, yeah, no, I can. It works great. In fact, I got all sorts of information on your computer monitor there. So, yeah, I can see beautifully inside.
So he's standing outside of the bank?
Let's appreciate the joke he just gave. He said, no, you can't record out there. He goes, no, actually I can. I'm doing great. That was some good improv, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, outside of the brink, but he's recording.
Okay.
But when your camera is filming inside of a business, you're on their property.
Really?
Yeah. So
That
when
is
you're,
possibly. I
when you're,
don't want to insult you. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I'm
Are
looking
you
at-
new?
I get what your aim is out here.
I get what your aim is out here. Are you new?
You're out here to try to.
Are you new?
To try to date someone to.
Are you taking the bait, Officer? Or is it Deputy Crawford? Are you taking the bait? I haven't stepped foot on the property once.
if you can-
Seriously, go fuck yourself. I haven't stepped foot on their property.
He's trying to get us to violate civil rights so that he can sue.
Hey everybody, KULT News back again with another video. Today,
All right. I'm gonna fast forward. This is long as shit. I don't want to watch the whole thing. Oh, thunder's rolling. I don't know if you guys can hear it in here. It was really loud at my point.
Sir!
how are you?
I'm fantastic. Can you tell me what you're doing?
Hey, I'm taking pictures. What are you doing?
Wonderful. This lady right here would like to speak with you.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
Hi, how are you doing today?
No complaints, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So the bank called with a concern because the person inside the window at their desk had their computer up and it had a bank customer's
That is
personal-
very concerning, actually. I walked past the down the
Yeah.
sidewalk here. I noticed that they've got computer
Yeah.
monitors facing the sidewalk, like 3 feet from the windows.
They said you were filming through the
Not
window.
smart.
So they'd like you trespass from the property.
I'm not on their property. I haven't stepped foot on
Okay,
their property.
so they're going to trespass you from the property. So if you can provide your
That's not
information.
happening. No.
Okay.
No, I haven't broken the law.
Issue Delta 130. Can you start me a supervisor, please?
Yeah, you'll definitely want a supervisor if you think you can ID somebody who hasn't broken the law.
So, educational purposes, he's right. Okay. He hasn't been on the property. He's not on the property. So and I can't speak for their state, but at least in the state of Texas right now, and it seems weird to people that if you're going to get trespassed from somewhere, that why wouldn't you have to give the cop your ID? Well, the reason being is because this ain't a criminal trespass, this is a civil trespass currently. And because it's civil trespass, you don't have a right to their ID. So he could tell you whatever name he wants to. I don't think you can get in trouble for giving fake or fictitious name to a law enforcement officer because she's not conducting a criminal investigation at this point. So I think you could give a fake name or just choose. You're better off choosing not to give a name. So let's just go with that. Don't give a name. And there's nothing she could do about it. Best she can do is give a description, take a screenshot from her body camera or whatever other footage that they have, and then just put on there, if this guy makes contact again, they have a photo on record and they can compare it later on. Now, they can trespass him all day long from there. It's not a criminal issue. That's absolutely, she's allowed to do that. But here's the real question. What if he decides to just walk away? What if, as she's like, no, I'm going to write this criminal trespass, and he just says, I'm leaving? I would argue that he can leave. He's not being detained. It's not a criminal issue. So that's how that works. But yeah, right now, I'm not seeing anything crazy. I'm glad she's calling a supervisor. I'm getting from her tone, and this is me speculating, but I'm getting from her tone, she knows she's in over her head. She's not very clear on it, so she wants to call a supervisor there. Good move. I like that so far. That's a smart move. Let's see where it goes.
Okay, so I understand that the sidewalk is city property, and you're free to be on the sidewalk.
Okay.
But when you're...
Hold on. Project said cross-draw taser, not a fan. I am a fan. You should always cross-draw. The reason you never want it on the same side as your weapons because you don't need it getting confused. How many times have we seen officers go taser, 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 bang? That's a lot of times it's because they got the taser on the same side as their firearm. Cross-draw is the way to go. And then that way, like me, I usually draw with my non-dominant hand where my taser's at. But it's set up to where it can be drawn with my left hand or cross-drawn. But yeah, I don't ever want it anywhere else for me. It's a personal preference and tactical strategy. Anyway, let's keep going.
Camera is filming inside of a business, you're on their property.
Really?
Yeah. So
that is possibly. I don't want to insult you. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I'm looking at their windows, and if I had to be up against their window, I would have to be in a bush right there.
Yeah. If I was actually in the bush, I suppose possibly, but that wasn't the case. I wasn't on their property. I haven't stepped foot on their property.
Okay.
And if you think you can ID somebody because I'm basically in their property or on their property, if I aim a camera at them, that's more. Are you new?
I get what your aim is out here.
I get what your aim is out here. Are you new?
You're out here to try
are you new?
To try to bait someone to.
Are you taking the bait, Officer?
Rights.
Or is it Deputy Crawford? Are you taking the bait?
What I'm informing you is that the bank does not want you on their property.
I'm not on their property, Crawford. Are you not listening?
So the bank. You want me to finish talking?
Go ahead.
Okay. So the bank does not want you on their property. If you return on their property.
Wait. Return. Stop right there, Crawford. I haven't stepped foot on their property once. Seriously, go fuck yourself. I haven't stepped foot on their property. Send a supervisor. They need to educate you. You're not too bright, are you? Brand new?
Okay.
Are you brand new?
Can you just calm down a little
But
bit?
you're out here telling me that I don't go on their property again. I've told you repeatedly. I haven't stepped foot on their property.
Why are you so upset that you're shaking right now?
Am I shaking?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm shaking.
You're physically shaking. You're
Am
so
I?
upset. Yeah.
Because I'm annoyed by bad cops. Maybe that's part of the reason.
I mean, the bank called me here for a reason.
Yeah, because they're stupid.
Okay.
And then they're hoping that the person that comes out to respond to it is also stupid. Bingo. I guess they found one, huh? You think come here. Let me show you where I was at. Come on over here.
Okay. No,
come on over, Crawford. Are you going to come over?
No, I'm good right here.
Well, I was going to show you where I was at.
Okay.
Come on, Crawford. Come on. I'll show you. Let me show you exactly where I was at. So you're not interested in the facts, are you?
So
you don't care about the facts. You don't care about the truth.
I'm not going to talk to someone that's irate.
You don't want to see where I was standing right over here? You dipshit.
You're not going to talk to a lot of people in policing if you don't want to talk to them when they're irate. It happens quite a bit. It's just part of the game. A little disappointed she wouldn't go over there and just look, especially if you're going to make claims that that filming through the window is somehow being on their property or whatever that thing that she tried to put together was, which was, I agree with him, idiotic. But I mean, yeah, I would be like, it's a way for me as an officer, one, to show both sides I'm being impartial. So let me go over there and take a look. All right, cool. Yeah, you're right. I can see right through there. Now I can go inform the bank. Like, it's on you to protect your information. It's not on him to not look at it. Like, he's on a public place. You got to protect your information from a public area. So, yeah.
So the problem with him, he's one of these sovereign citizen type guys. Oh. He's trying to get us to violate civil rights so that he can sue.
That's what I said.
I was a supervisor on the way to talk to him, but so I told him your concern was that he was filming so closely to the window that he could see personal information from bank customers.
Yes.
And then he put that on y'all, that y'all shouldn't have the computers facing the window where public, private information can be accessed from a public sidewalk. That's how these people.
It's a sovereign. Yeah.
That's how these people. That's how they roll, right? He's so mad right now. He's shaking. So I told him, like, just calm down a little bit so we can talk, but he doesn't want to listen to me. So the problem with this is the sidewalk is city property.
Part of his, okay, this is where he kind of slipped up. When she asked him why he was shaking, and at first he did say, I'm not shaking, and he's like, I'm doing it because I don't like dealing with idiot cops or whatever it was that he was saying. So he kind of like, when you said it that way, now you're kind of acknowledging that you were shaking. So I think that's the only real slip up I've seen on his side so far. Not that that's a big deal. Who cares if he's shaking?
So
focusing his camera in.
But why are you still inside the windows?
So
that makes sense.
He can film from outside. You don't have. It's not like he's filming into a dressing.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about the sovereign citizen thing. Like, you're not even. It's a First Amendment auditor at worst, I guess. It's a First Amendment guy. Like, that's has nothing to do with being this. Is as far from a sovereign citizen side as I could think of. You guys know how the sovereign citizen nut jobs are, and yeah, I'm going to keep calling them nut jobs for as long as I can. And hope that they try to come into our community. They drive me up the wall. All they are is hustlers trying to get money out of y'all. That's really what they're trying to do. Anyway.
Room or a locker room or somewhere where you have an expectation of privacy, right? Or a bathroom. This is a public bank. You have windows that are open and some have shades, some don't have shades. So what I would suggest...
No, Harrison, we don't label people that hold to their rights. It's when they make up rights. That's when I call them sovereign citizens. When you make up theoretical law bullshit that's not true. And I hate to break it to every single person in this comment section, but I've got more courtroom experience watching these suckers get just knocked down judge after judge after judge and failed appeal after failed appeal to where it goes nowhere. That's who I'm talking about. It's not people that stand up for their rights. We know when you're standing up for your rights. That's totally different. But when you try to pull some shit that you've got your own fake license plate that says that you're sovereign or that you're a national or whatever the other crazy shit that they do, and then you try to hand me a packet and tell me that you're not going to talk to me till I sign this packet and all these other delay tactics and dumb shit they do. No, that is not who we're talking about. We're not calling sovereign citizens. Well, I'm not calling those people sovereign, these type of people sovereign citizens stand up for their rights. And I don't think a lot of cops are. Now, this one, obviously, she seems fairly new. I don't know how long she's been a cop at all. Doesn't seem very long.
Is that if you have an area where you're using a computer that's near a window, to close the shade.
Okay.
If he comes in the bank, has he come inside the bank?
No.
Okay, so if he comes inside the bank, that's a whole different issue. Mm-hmm. If he's harassing people as they come in and out of the business, and he's interfering with your business productivity because he's harassing your customers, that's another issue. But right now, he's found a building that's close to a city sidewalk, so he's skirting the line of what he knows he can skirt.
Yeah.
I thought he came in the bank. No. That's why I was saying.
The way every single time we go to a window and close it, and he's at the windows focusing his scope to get closer
From the
into-
sidewalk.
From the sidewalk. So
At least they're not
Has it
lying.
been on this sidewalk?
I'll give them credit. A lot of these, I have had many people. They will push the envelope either of just outright lying, especially on a trespass, and be like, because I'll always ask, "Did you ask the person to leave?" Yeah, we told them to leave a bunch of times, and then come to find out they never tried to tell them to leave once. So, and that makes a difference.
No, we only at this up to there because
So not on this sidewalk where the cars are parked.
yeah. But just the manner in which, and I get it because they sovereign sentences, that whole thing is like, bless your hearts having to deal with it.
Yeah.
Seen and heard too much from it.
They try to, yeah, so basically people pay them to like try to get police hemmed up on violating somebody's rights. They try to get you worked up and they call you names and they do all that childish stuff. But I knew right away before I even got here that it was probably going to be that when based on the description of the call. Because that's what they try to do.
And currently, it's like, how do you have a legal right to zoom into because at this point, you're violating my rights. I've not agreed to be on your camera or be photographed.
Right. Well, you're in public though. There's no reasonable expectation of privacy in public. Like I said, you're not in a locker room. You're not in a doctor's office or a hospital. You're not in a bathroom.
See, this is the part where I can tell that it's a training issue on some of this, because she's getting some of it right on how she understands. I can see the wheels turning and putting the pieces together, and she's getting a little better on the explaining as she goes. But she was really bad at it at the beginning, obviously. So the training's in there somewhere. It's just not very good.
You're not in a changing area.
He hasn't practiced it for sure.
So someone can even go to a pool and film people at the pool because it's a public place. And a lot of times HOA communities that have like a community pool will get residents will get mad because they're like, hey, my kids are out here. Yes. But you're in a public place, so there's no reasonable expectation there.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to film.
So how are we supposed to know he's not casing the place out? Yeah, he's saying that's what he's doing, but he's filming a whole.
Now, I'm not going to get on this guy too much because he's just a civilian. Now, if a cop had said that and tried to use that as an excuse, holy shit, I would have lit him up. Because he said, I don't know if you guys heard it, he's like, how do we know he's not scoping the place to rob it? How many people do you know go unobstructed with their identification, their physical appearance, for one, in an open public area where they're being, everybody in God can see them and is filming them. I know that bank has cameras all around the building. What idiot is going to stand out there for long enough for the cops to show up as a way to scope the bank to rob it? Like, it just, come on, use your head.
So I can tell you that his goal right now is to get one of us to violate his rights, and then he gets a payout. Yeah.
And that's why I told our branch manager.
Oh, the sovereign.
He still wanted me to
heard
call.
Anything about sovereign citizen? Oh, look at that.
He's a sovereign citizen. He's just one of those probably the YouTube people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's getting paid.
And if he's on a public sidewalk,
he's getting paid.
Yeah. No, he's
not illegal. That's what I told him. I said, now if you're in the bushes, get to their window, we have a problem with that, right? Because now, like, you're on their property. If you're standing in their
hedge, on your property, it's a different story. But if he's on a public sidewalk,
he hasn't come in.
That's y'all's property, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, please come on this side. Please come on this side.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, but
but they look at that. They look at property maps before they go somewhere, and they know where they can and can't stand, so that they know just enough to be able to irritate you.
I love the counter captions.
You guys are educated on this stuff because I'm coming up here next week to do the same thing.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I don't have a whole lot else to do, so I'm gonna.
I know you have nothing to do but to be able to.
Yeah. But if he comes in your establishment and you say, "Hey, we're not."
Now, something I do want to point out is what that male officer just did. He is That's a form of de-escalating. Because the last thing he wants is these people at this bank to turn around and try to file any sort of complaint on them for not doing anything. And I know that sounds stupid, but that's some of the damn headaches that we have to deal with as police officers. Is even though, let's say I went there and I told these people like, hey, he's got every right to do this. This is why, First Amendment, I educate them, whatever. I leave. I get complained on because I didn't do anything in their eyes. I did nothing. There was no enforcement, so they're upset. And then so him making them laugh, trying to bring them down a little bit, just a little form of de-escalation. Probably well timed. I like that he tried to get them to laugh a little bit, because he wasn't a part of this call. So I don't want to hang him up and lump him in with all these guys. This one's mainly on this Crawford officer so far.
Refusing business, you're not a customer here, you need to leave, and he doesn't leave, then that's a whole different story.
All right.
Me too.
Okay. I just want to call to make sure because our branch manager wanted me to call because when we went out.
Well, the issue is he's zooming in through windows where they have computers pulled up with customer information on them, and he's recording. Yeah. So, so that's what initiated those.
What if someone is walking around and you see somebody with military got gun blaring and you're like, okay, we want to be able to witness what's walking around our building.
Now, again, he comes on the property, you got a whole different story. But when he is sitting right there,
I'm sorry, sir, could you walk out in the street just a little bit at the wrong time? But then again, then he go, oh, sorry.
Well, thank y'all for coming.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of businesses that don't know. And like I said, if you're familiar with YouTube,
I'm familiar with it.
There's people, there are thousands of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all.
Finally, a voice of reason, I hope. You guys can educate Deputy Crawford, who thinks it's against, she's right inside here. She's not too bright. She thinks it's against the law for me to be out here taking pictures on a public sidewalk. If I'm aiming my camera in their windows, I'm basically on their property. So she's kind of stupid. If you could educate her, I'd sure appreciate it.
I was waiting when he talked to the supervisor.
How does somebody get that dumb? I mean, is she brand new? Hey, can I get your name and badge number, Deputy? Officer what now?
Blues 828.
Blues, like Blues Clues? I dig that.
He said, yeah, technically.
Well, hey there. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole episode. I wanted to share a little info with you about this particular episode. It was recorded in Jacksonville, Florida on July 18th, 2025. And this is, other than a little sneak peek of that idiot cop, Officer Crawford, that we did back in December, this is the first time we've ever posted this video. And the reason for that is because we waited until literally yesterday, June 3rd, until we actually got the body cam footage from Officer Crawford and the other officer that was there. There were 3 cops present. One of them, the younger fellow, apparently didn't activate his body cam footage. So that's bad on him. But we like to wait for the body cam footage sometimes and the 911 calls. We don't always get them. In California, it's very difficult to get them. In fact, we're actually in California right now. I just wanted to let you guys know that we wait as long as we need to get body cam footage and 911 calls. And that means sometimes you don't see an episode until it's been a freaking year since it was recorded. Usually it's a bit faster than that, but Jacksonville actually, they set a new record for us as far as waiting the longest amount of time before we actually received that body cam footage. So Jacksonville Police Department, you guys are grossly incompetent. Also, did you notice that Officer Crawford, lying through her freaking teeth, first she makes the assumption that I'm some sort of a sovereign citizen. I've never identified as a sovereign citizen. I do not believe I am a sovereign citizen, but boy, she was bound and determined to make me a sovereign citizen. She also clearly lied quite a bit to the other officers, claiming, oh, that's what I told him. No, she came out and told me that recording that bank in public, I was basically inside the bank. I'm basically trespassing. So, Officer Crawford, if you're watching this, you are a moron. Learn our rights. Now, once in a blue moon, we don't have any really good bonus footage for an area that we're in because we're there for such a short period of time. Jacksonville, Florida was like that. We were there for 1 day only.
All right, I'm gonna cut him off there. He goes on a rant for quite a while looking at the stuff, but yeah, good video. He was in the right. She was very inexperienced. You could tell. I think, I'll give her credit on she did want to get a supervisor there. I just think she talked out of her ass and she got caught doing it. I mean, who hasn't tried to fake it till they make it? Some of us do that too much. I use it sparingly because the last thing you want to do is try to fake it till you make it and you get caught faking it. I think that's exactly what happened there. She tried to pull some bullshit and she tried to pull bullshit on the wrong guy. Who knows? And he got her. He got her pretty good. So, Marine Blood said, but he is a sovereign citizen because Officer Crawford said so. Yeah, I know, right? So, I think that maybe, I don't know. I'm just speculating. I won't even say it. Yeah. So, okay. All right. What else we got? What other questions do we have? What other topics? Talked about the gray area stuff, getting through it. What else? I've got, now this video doesn't have I just put it up today. It was just supposed to make y'all laugh. But when I watched it, somebody sent it to me and I'm serious. Like, you know how sometimes you get a spit take, like you just take a drink of something and all of a sudden something catches you off guard. That's what happened with me on this video when this was sent to me. So that's not a nice question to ask in chat. What do we ask? I don't know. What are we talking about? The hell is she talking? I didn't ask anything in chat. I don't know what my mom's talking about there. Anyway. No, I don't want to dive into the Legos thing. It's too big. I know it's a big story. And I want that to have its own. If we get into that, I want that to be the whole point, the whole episode. Because that's a big one. I know that's a big one. It's just like the Carmelo thing. That's another big one. I don't want to go way down into that one. Ryan said, any chance you would invite defense or prosecution lawyers on the show? I've actually had both. Yeah, I have no problem doing either. Actually, Von Kleem technically is a defense attorney and has been a prosecutor. So I had him on quite a bit, but fake it till you make it. But I have also had some actual prosecutors on, and like, that's what they do. And it wasn't their fault. They were overly cautious about what they said. And that was on a pre-recorded video. That wasn't even doing it live. So I just didn't have a good first impression or interaction with some prosecutors, like active prosecutors, because I feel like they're so limited. They won't say anything. So I'm not opposed to it. I got to find the right ones. And I'll be honest. I haven't dug into it too hard. That's all. That's all that is. But yeah, I want to show. Oh shit. Hold on a second. There we go. Let me go back. Let me share the screen. I love the LPR. I love the picture that the AI came up with for this. It's so good. Oh my God. I'm probably going to laugh my ass off again. All right. I'm going to play it. Surveillance is getting out of hand, y'all. It's so good. I know. I said as a cop that I was. Oh my God. It's so stupid. Why? It's like, what are these IT kids just doing? Just FYI, the music that they had playing was Genuine Pony. And I didn't want to get copyright dinged by YouTube, so I had AI make that song, and it made it even better in my opinion. I think the music that AI came up with was great. Oh shit. Every time I see that thing, I start crying laughing. That shit is so funny. Anyway, yeah, you guys notice it had a camera on its head. Commonly, that's not exactly what an LPR camera looks like, but they could look like that. Just depends on how you set it up. Harrison said you should get Coleon on the show. Yeah, Coleon and I talk. Like the dude's just so fucking busy. It's hard to get him. I've been on his show 3 times. He hasn't been on mine once. And every time it's like, yeah, I'll come out. When are you gonna come do mine? He's like, I'll do yours next. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then we'll get it lined up. And then he's like, hey man, sorry. Beretta called me. I got to fly over to Italy. I can't make it. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll get it when we get it. He's not getting paid to come do mine. So I want go make your money. Go do what you got to do, brother. Craig said, sex bots are the next new thing. I think they're already here, brother. It just depends on what you think of as a sex bot. So I'm pretty sure they've had those pocket things and whatnot else. Lawful Facts said, wait till the accessories become available for that robot. Right? Oh, too funny. I knew that would get you guys going. That shit. Oh my God. I mean it. When I seen that, I was caught off guard so bad. I mean, I couldn't breathe, y'all. I could not breathe. I don't get in those laughing fits too often. Almost every time I do, it's with my wife. We're usually in bed and something stupid happens and we just lose our shit. The whole breathless laughing. And that is what that one did to me. I immediately messaged. You know what? I'm gonna give him credit. I think I can find out who it was in my messages. I don't think it was that old. But holy shit, was it good? Wasn't him. I'm going through. Guys, if you knew, I mean, let me look. I got one. Like, this is seriously, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is one person. These are the video. I mean, I'm getting videos sent to me. This is the next person in line. Like, I'm telling y'all, I get so many videos. So I hope y'all don't get upset when if I don't acknowledge it or I don't use it. It's just you're buried. You're buried in all of these damn videos I get sent. And I'm not complaining. It definitely makes life easier for me because I don't have to go hunting as much. Damn it. I swear I'm looking for the person that sent that to me. I'm not finding him. There's so many to go through. Was it Uncle Travis? No. Dang it. Of course. The one time I want to give credit to somebody. The one you guys sent me the most recently was it was Steve. The social DJ. I found it. He sent that shit to me. And I said, "Oh, I'm 100% doing something with this." And he said, "I can't wait." So yeah. I get so many videos. Mr. Billfold has my phone number, so I get a lot from him too. And a lot of you guys want to send me. It's bad enough getting as many Instagram shorts and reels as I get, but some of y'all send me like 20-minute, 30-minute, hour-long videos, like I'm going to be able to get through that. You don't give me any context. You don't give me any marker, nothing. You're just like, check this one out. This is crazy. And I'm like, oh, I can't. I don't have the time. The longer videos, this is less likely I'm going to be able to check it out unless you can give me points. Let me know what the hell this video is about, what I need to know about it. Like, help me help y'all. I can do more when I'm informed. Country Girl said, yeah, we're the little people now. Country Girl, you'll never be one of my little people. You'll always be one of my OGs. A lot of OGs in here. Let's see, just in the chat tonight for OGs, we got Harrison, we got Country Girl, Freeman, Ryan, Andy, let's see, Jerry, Tim, who's I know I saw Steve in the chat. Steve Wallace, I know he was out there. Obviously, Marine Blood. Oh, I didn't see this one. You guys didn't tell me there was a grumpy one in there. Most cops are psychopaths and domestic terrorists enforcing their egos. I don't think that's true. I always question when people say most or always or never, any of that. Where are you getting that from? And here's how I go down that logical path with people when I try. This is how I can tell if somebody's going to be genuine or if they're going to be disingenuous about this topic. So, when I'll question, like, what do you mean most? Do you mean the stuff you see online? Which that doesn't, when we start talking about the stuff we see online, like that also has its own skew. Like, are you watching videos from this year? Are you just watching videos from this year only? Or is your brain accumulating things you've seen from all different years? Because you know how videos will cycle through, go up, it happened 2 years ago and it goes viral for a little bit, then it fades away, but then usually around a year later it comes back because it starts popping up on people's algorithms. So there's that aspect. And then I ask people, I don't want you going off other people's experience. I want you to tell me your personal experience with police. And then that's where the rub really starts to happen. What's your personal experience? Like, how many cops have you really run into in your lifetime? Because there's, I don't know, roughly 1 million cops. We'll say there's 1 million cops out there. How often do you travel? Most people stay pretty close to home. So now we're really localizing police. So you're around, most agencies have 10 or less cops, maybe 20 or less cops. How many cops are you really exposed to in your personal life? Now, some people generally have some fucked up stuff that's happened with police in them. Mr. Billfold can, he's one that we sat down and talked about his whole story. So there's people that have some shit experiences, but even guys like Billfold will tell you, like, I had my bad experience with these cops, but I'm not going to hold all these other cops to that same accountability or standard because they weren't there. That's not the ones that were messing with me. So that's where I really tend to push back on the most cops this, most cops that. I don't like that. I don't like that type of language because you're not being honest. Now, if you start off with all the cops I've experienced, that's a good conversation to start having. I like that. Like Harrison, where Harrison's at. Harrison of most people on here, like, he's got a lot that he could say about cops where he's at because they're getting busted left and right out in his neck of the woods. There's a lot of shit coming to light out in is it Kentucky, Harrison, or is it Tennessee? I get the two backwards all the time. Oh, he wrote it. I said partly true for Kentucky Trooper. See, yeah. So, but again, it's backed up. Like, this is current stuff that's going on with what's going on in Kentucky. Steve said, I know you don't do cigarettes, but do you do cigars? No, I don't smoke anything, brother. I got really drunk in the Caribbean. I think we were at the Dominican, actually. And I was out with my wife. I said that like Borat. I was out with my wife. I was out with my cousin, who's like my best friend growing up, and his wife, and then a childhood friend of ours and his wife. It was an awesome vacation. We had a great time. Very inexpensive too. That was the cool part. Super inexpensive, really cool vacation. And they wanted to go get cigars, and I was like, I'm gonna do it because I was drunk. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna smoke my first cigar. And even in my fogginess, I chickened out. I couldn't do it. I cannot bring myself to smoke anything. So long story short, what do they say? Short story long. No, I do not smoke cigars. I'm scared to. I don't know why. I think for the longest time, I was just so put off by smoking. And anybody that's a child of the 80s like me, I swear, they scared the shit out of you about smoking growing up. Like, I won't smoke. I hate being around it. Hell, ask my mom. She's a smoker. I don't visit her house. I don't go over there. I don't like to smoke. Once I got out of that environment as a kid, because everybody smoked in my mom's generation, and I just can't get back into it. My mother-in-law that lives with us, she smokes, but I make her ass go outside. You're gonna smoke. You're gonna smoke over there in an area that I probably won't visit much. So, Mark Daughtry said, when you die, aliens use a wormhole to pull your soul up to the moon, which is a Dyson sphere, also known as the Great White Throne of Judgment. Holy shit. I never knew that, Mark. I appreciate you dropping some knowledge on us, brother. Oh my God. This is going to be a fun night. I can see this already. We've got some crazy comments going on. Andy, Andy's getting feisty. He said, do not start. Is he talking about smoking, or I thought he was talking to somebody in the comments? He goes, if you do quit. Yeah, I have no intentions. No intentions. Yeah, Harrison says, I won't date a woman that smokes. Andy said he's on a oxygen leash for life. See? Damn, Mark. Share what you're doing with us. Where's Mark? Yeah. Mark's lighting it up, baby. He's speaking his truth. The pyramids were built to signal other star systems using light and Morse code. I believe that because underneath the pyramids, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's coils down there. So, and those coils are probably how they're communicating. So, Sea Child said, I do not consent for my soul to be sucked to the moon. Yeah, you got to get consent for the soul. You can't just take it. Freeman gassing people up over here. Oh my God. Of course, I get the commercial right then. Sorry. There's supposedly a UFO buried under the Sphinx, which has powered it. That makes sense. I can't wait for all the alien stuff to really come out for real. Like, I think with them releasing information and documents and stuff like that on aliens, like, people are going to kind of get it. The really diehard people are going to be like, yes, we knew it, but nobody's really going to pay it no mind until they see something. They're going to want to see actual, like, here it is on the front steps of the White House. Like, this is spaceship number 1. This is alien number 1, whatever it is. That's the only time they're actually going to believe it. And even then, you're only going to get half the country that believes it until, whatever side's not in the White House, whether it's blue or red. If the blues show it, then the reds, no, it's not true. Like, and then once the reds get a hold of it, and then they can do it, and then everybody will believe it. So we'll see. It's gonna mess with religion if it's true. Country girl said, I am trying now. I've smoked over 40 years. Vaping now, it's helping. I can't get hip replaced if I don't. Oh. Yeah, man, listen, if you're gonna smoke, it's bad for you all around. But I tell you what, I don't mind being around a vape. I don't want to be, but it doesn't bug me. It doesn't mess with my eyes, and they usually smell pretty damn good. I think the last one that I was around was like birthday cake. I was like, oh my God, that actually smells really good. So there's that. Are we going to build a sky wall to keep those space aliens out? Stupid. That was a good one, though. I'll give you credit. That was a good one. Too funny. Shit. See, we're not even talking cop stuff. We're just talking bullshit tonight. This is what I wanted. Keep me entertained, y'all. Marine said, nah, the pyramids are wireless charging stations from an ancient advanced civilization. Then the Great Reset happened. And fair enough. When my oxygen tube blew up in my face, it convinced me. Oh, shit. I bet that hurt. Holy hell. You got to be careful around oxygen tanks, man. Those things are explosive. There's a reason why they don't let you smoke in the hospital rooms. Let me see what videos I got. Let's see here. Oh, we'll pull up the muddy fight. I'm going to pull it up again tomorrow. So for my diehards on here, and I apologize. This is something I plan to watch for tomorrow, but it's a good one. I want to. All right. Share screen. There we go. AI made my face look ridiculous, but I'm not picky, so I didn't give a shit. Gets in a fight at a muddy concert? Okay. Some things that I noticed right away is this guy, he is looking past the cop. Whoever it is that he wants to go get to, he's still trying to look at him. And this officer, and this is, again, I'll admit I am speculating, but I'm speculating based on a lot of interactions like this, exactly this. But what I see the officer doing is he's positioning himself for underhooks. He is trying to de-escalate, and he's trying to break this guy's concentration and get him to focus on him. And you can see, this is a big dude, and he is leaning into the cop. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is leaning into the cop. So he's trying to get back over to that guy. And the cop's doing a great job of not letting his emotions take over. Because he has every right to dump this guy on the ground right now. And he's not doing it. Really good video, so. Okay, we're de-escalating. He's still, this is another thing that I really noticed about this cop. He's talking with sincerity, at least it appears he is, talking with sincerity. But this dude is ready for violence. And that is the rub. This is the rub right now. I like this. This is how I am. I know I'm not as big as that guy. I'm not as big as that officer. But when I tell you guys that I'm a talker, I like to talk to people, I'm a communicator. But when I have to be serious, which is very rare, but when I have to be serious, I'm serious like this guy is. I'm trying to break your thought process on whatever you were hyper focused on and trying to bring you out of that lizard brain back into your front prefrontal cortex to think logically and reasonably again. But I am ready. I'm not saying I'm hoping you give me a reason. That's not what I mean. But I am waiting for the reason to put you on the ground. Because you have to be. You've got to be able to flip that switch. And that's what's going on right here. I feel like this officer is ready. He's still positioned for those underhooks. But if this guy were to make the wrong damn move, he's going to get put on the ground. which is fair. Somebody pointed out at this moment, they're like, yeah, the reason he stopped is because he started rubbing his nipples. And I was like, where did they get that from? And I went back and watched and realized like kind of where this officer's hands positions are. I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that's what he was doing. But yeah, looks like it's calming down now. He stopped leaning into the officer. You can see he's actually looking at the officer, and I guarantee alcohol is involved in this. We've all been there. You can see respect. Thank you. De-escalation is one of the most. So, it's a great video. You guys know me. I'm for new people here. I don't think we have a lot of new people here tonight because this was an unexpected night. So it's all of it's our community that's here tonight. But I think showing too much of the negative officer incidences, like, it skews people, and it weighs on me too, you guys. Like, you saw how many videos I just scrolled through, and that was on one platform. That was just Instagram that I was showing you. You haven't considered Clapper, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Discord. Oh, what else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing another one. X. I don't get a lot on X. I don't really have a big following on there at all. Rumble. Not that I have a big one on Rumble either, but I get videos sent to me from all these platforms. And then personal text messages and stuff too. So I see it, and a lot of people want to show me the bad cop stuff, which is fine. You guys know me. I don't have a problem calling out the bad cop stuff, but we need the good cops out there, or the future good cops, to see good cop examples. This was a good cop example. So I'm hoping another officer sees that and they're like, okay, I can dig that. I see what he means now when he says that they're trying to de-escalate, but they're ready for violence. Like that. That's a mindset that I'm hoping I can get across to people without it coming across wrong, because I don't want it to come across like I'm hoping for violence. I'm not. That's not what I never want to get in a fight. They're scary. I'm getting older. That's another thing. So yeah, I see it. Uh-oh. One more bad is in the house. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me to say his name on the show. I'm not doing it. But he said, respect my gangster. Yeah, that's right. Oh, would Craig say, you want to use that pink belt in tongue jitsu? That's right. Yeah, you do. You do. You can think about that in a whole bunch of different ways too, Craig. Country Girl said, yeah, I tried about 12 years ago. And vapes were a mess then. I gave up. Yeah, we tried to get my mother-in-law on those, and they leaked all over the place on her, and like she tried to use it and the juice would go in her mouth, and like, yeah, they were a mess. They're probably a lot better now. Bernie Rivers, Jesus Christ is God. Turn from your sins and run to him. Yeah, this we don't do religion on here. You don't know that we haven't already done that. So why don't you go preach somewhere else, brother? You're more than welcome to talk about police and aliens on here if you'd like. Seems to be the theme tonight. But we're going to avoid the religion. Harrison dropping 5 memberships. Harrison's dropping 5 memberships, and I'm looking to see. He did not get one. I don't think anybody that's on tonight got one. But thank you, Harrison. You guys know none of this money goes towards my pockets. It goes right back into the show. Very much appreciated. This show is literally put together and held together by the community. Without your guys' donations and stuff, it would not be going. It really wouldn't. It's gotten to the point where my wife would let me fund it. And she's like, if it doesn't start supporting itself, it's got to go. So literally gets funded by y'all. So really appreciate it. Freeman said, Harrison, you're a rock god. Too awesome. Honoring inmates. The true soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what's behind him. Ooh, I like that. That's a good quote. He's not wrong. Lawful Axe is around here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't see him in the chat. Yep, but you know who didn't get one? Marine Blood. So you do got a drink. You're not using the money for that staccato, bro. I can't. All right, I'll let you guys into my plight. So every year I work this golf tournament. One, because of community. I've worked this thing since 2013 or 2014, and it's a week long. It's 7 days. It's 14-hour days usually, and that is my vacation money for the family every year. It's a beatdown, but it's fun. I like it. There's a kid my very first year. His name's Camden, so shout out to Camden. He came up to me in his little police officer outfit. I got to put my collage picture together. I haven't posted it yet this year. But every year we get a picture together. But he wanted to be a police officer when he was 3 years old. And he came up on his Strider bike, the ones that don't have the pedals when you're learning how to ride, and in his police uniform. And that's how Camden and I met. And every year we get a picture together. Now the damn kid's like almost as tall as me. He's a lefty baseball player. I grew up playing baseball. So we always end up playing catch at my post. I'm back in the neighborhood. My post isn't like crazy busy, but you still need to have an officer there type post. It's awesome and I love it. But anyway, back to my plight. The point is, during it, I got sick. I got like sick day one. I was actually the day before it was starting. I started getting sick and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to make it. So I just sit out in the heat, not feeling great. It wasn't the worst cold in the world. I'll admit that, but it sucked. I couldn't be as friendly. My voice was gone for like 2 or 3 of those days. And I'm still actually kind of dealing with it. But then our AC unit went out. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Texas. AC is pretty important and it's really expensive. So like the second day that I was out there, the AC unit went out and the whole thing had to be replaced. So you can imagine where all that vacation money for the family went. It didn't even put a dent in the AC unit. So it is what it is. I'm going to wait and work and bust my ass. I might have to work some more part-times and see if we can't get that made up. Ario dropping $5 in the super chat said, wait, have you ever seen a ghost during a call? No. You know why? Because ghosts don't exist. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't even know that it was really a problem for me as a kid. Like, maybe as a young kid, I would have believed in some of that shit, but I think between, and I know I said I won't get into religion, but I think between my own religion and all that stuff, like it's never referred to. I don't like, so it doesn't make any sense to me, the theory of ghost. So even where I work at, the building that I'm in is from the late 30s, early 40s. Is like one of the first news buildings in Texas. And they swear that place is haunted. And I'm just like, I work nights there, get bent. There's nothing has ever shown me that it's that could be possible. So, Marine Blood. Don't listen to Eric. He uses it for its TCOD mansion, private jet, sports cars. So donate here and maybe we'll talk. I tell you what, brother, if I ever get to the point where I can pay the mods, that's going to be one of the first things I do. I want to. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I want to get to that point. I want to be able to say I've got, these huge sponsors and put all this stuff together. But when I get sponsors, usually it's for equipment. Like, I get this sponsor, they buy me a camera. I get this sponsor, they buy me a light. I've been trading for all this stuff that's in the studio. It's really what it's been. Now I'm kind of there's some pieces of equipment that I'd like to get, but I don't need them. Not yet. I'd love to upgrade my cameras to cameras that talk to your phone. But I don't need that. Not yet. So, yeah. Country girl. Yeah, I'm with you. I only believe what I see. I'm kind of that way too. Ghosts are real, but you walk with protection of faith. Yeah, that could be. Again, it's one of those things. I just don't believe that they're there, and nothing has ever led me to believe that to be true. Nothing I've seen on TV. I won't believe anything I see on the internet, especially now with AI. So, Eric, drink $1,200 bottles. That isn't okay. I can't argue that because that's kind of true. That is true. They did send me that bottle, but to be fair, I don't drink that unless I have somebody to share it with. So anytime somebody comes in studio, I break it out because I'm a big believer. I didn't pay for it. Let me share the wealth. That's how I roll. Same thing. You guys, you wanted the premium YouTube. Like, that drove you all insane. So I got it. You were the ones paying for it through the subscriptions and stuff. So that's what I did. Too funny. Anyone else getting the live ads every few? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what triggered that. Somebody said it's because we turned a corner on YouTube where it could be because of y'all's activity on here and how long you watch. And yeah, I don't know. I literally haven't changed anything. So I don't think it's a setting. But you guys are not the first to tell me that. Oh, my wife's texting me. She said she got 27,000 steps today. She's at a conference in Disney. So nursing conference. She's for those that don't know, my wife does mother baby. So once you have the baby, like, then you got to learn, how to feed and latch and prep and getting taken care of now that you just had that huge trauma of shooting a baby out your wahoo or having a C-section, whatever it is. She's the one that takes care of you in those 3 or 4 days that you're at the hospital. Some of them are even longer than that, but most are like 3 or 4 days. I am boss. How long have we been on? We've been rolling an hour and a half so far. And I have nothing going on tonight. It's what's it going on? 10 o'clock my time? I've got nothing. I was bored. I was bored. So Marine said it's because monetization's turned on. Oh, we've been monetized forever. Not forever, but we've been monetized for a long time. We never get money off of the live streams though. So that doesn't make sense to me. The only time we make money on the stream itself is when people donate. So he said, well, crap. If any of you are over there in the Instagram world or the TikTok world, please jump over to our YouTube channel. Anybody that's tuning in from anywhere, YouTube that's the main place that you should come in and come participate in the chat, guys. Craig said home alone. Kind of. The only person that is home is my oldest daughter. She's actually texting me like Instagram reels. She knows what I'm doing, so I don't know why she's texting me Instagram reels. She said, this guy looks like you, but whiter. That's funny. She said, I don't know if you can see it on camera. She said, that looks like you, but whiter. There you go. I don't know if y'all could see that. I need to get one of those cameras. Oh, that did show up pretty good. I need to get one of those cameras that can hover over and look down on my phone, because there's times that I want to show you guys stuff. When the camera looks down like that, that would be cool. Jerry said, I was getting the ads on the computer, then I logged into premium and no more ads. There you go. Mort the Orc 69. Look at that name. I love it. Some coffee and donuts. I appreciate it. That's a cool name, though. Steven, I could teach you how to feed and latch. How do you, what is, I could teach you how to feed and latch. How do you get that job? Yeah, that is a job. Too funny. All right, let me see what videos we got here. We could bring up this moron. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, here we go. Let me share the screen. I don't know if we've talked about this one already or not. It did get quite a lot of engagement. So if I've already talked about this one, let me know. My bad. I can't keep them all together anymore. YouTube is also known for running ads when they aren't supposed to. Creators have complained because they disabled monetization on a video, and YouTube puts up like 30 ads on a 15-minute video. All right. The only thing that I've turned monetization on was for the gray area, and that's because it's that mid-form. YouTube considers it long-form content, but I'm just trying to find a new way to substantiate or subsidize. What's the word? Get money for fund the show to do better things. But yeah, let me hit play here. Did this cop admit to making up charges?
Can I get your name?
I'm not being detained?
No.
Okay, Charlton.
What's your Charlton? You just committed a crime in and of itself. I lied to the police. Just so you know.
Not if I'm not being detained, it's not a crime.
There's a code 19.2-82.1, which says if you are detained,
yeah,
and then you provide false information,
yeah,
that's a crime.
Okay, so we're gonna pause right there. He's already told him. The first cop comes up and tells him that he's not detained. So obviously the two officers on scene didn't communicate, because this officer is coming up to him with the assumption that he is detained. And that's not true. So
you want to go to jail for something I can cook up and make up a real stupid reason?
Don't do that, please.
Okay, so, and then this is a little bit of where the rub happens. He says, I'll cook up a charge to get you on the stupid or whatever. And people looked at that and thought he's making up a charge. He's lying. And that's possible. I don't think that's what he meant. You guys know me, I'm pretty fair. I think what he's trying to say is, I'm going to find an offense that you are guilty of, no matter how bullshit it is, and that's what I'm going to do. Whether it's disorder, whatever he can make the elements fit. That's what I think he meant by cooking it up. It doesn't make it right. It's still wrong. But I don't think he meant he's going to lie and make up a charge. I think he said he's just going to pull up a stupid-ass charge to get him on something.
Okay, all right.
I was specifically told that I was not being detained. So that's why I gave the false name. If you said nothing, then I understand. But I was being told that I was not detained, which means I'm not legally obligated to give you my real name.
You're giving me a false name, even if I tell you that you're not detained or not. That's identity theft.
And this is where I just lose my shit, because this guy's a moron. It doesn't meet the elements of identity theft at all. He's not pretending to be somebody else and using their information to gain some sort of benefit. And I'll fully admit, I don't know that law by heart, but I know that's the elements of it. Like, not that hard to figure out. So he's way wrong on that. And the part that's frustrating to me is, this officer's obviously kind of a smart dude. He's got these statutes and numbers memorized, and he's saying it without reading it, so that's pretty good. He just is fucking dumb when it comes to understanding what they mean. So it's very confusing to me. Throws me off, because I'm not that guy. I cannot recite laws that way. I'm a Reader's Digest guy. I'm like, all right, I know this is an element, this is an element, this is an element. I'm pretty sure this guy broke a law. Let's detain him. Let me look that law up real quick. Okay. Lawfully, lawfully detained. Cool. Yep. Everything meets. Yeah, we can arrest this guy for this. All right, dude. Now you're under arrest. Like, I got this. I got it here. But all I need to know is, do I have enough to detain you? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy committed a crime because of these elements. And now let me look it up and figure out the full elements of that law. That's how I've always done it. I cannot be the guy who's like, okay, statute 32.08, da 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 da. I can't do that. I can't. Craig said, come on, Eric. We've all known Jenny's phone number from 1984 without looking up. That is true. And you're gonna, okay, Craig, I'm gonna put your thing up here. It's so funny you bring this up because I am an auditory learner. That's like, I turn all of my study stuff into a text to speech format because I learn listening way better. And that is a good point. Jenny's phone number, 867-5309, by the way. All of that stuff, Mike Jones' number. Like, yes, you're 100% right. I learn better that way. So 100%. It's just, the way this guy's snapping off stuff, I can't do that. That's just not me. Although I am looking forward to Google released that they're going to have some Google glasses coming out, AI glasses. I think stuff like that can really help improve law enforcement. If you upload, your current laws and statutes and city stuff like that, like, I think it can help you become a better cop. I'm looking forward to that so cops don't mess this stuff up so much. So, your Air Force, we understand the reading issues. Listen, sir, none of you guys, other than maybe the Space Force, have the standards high enough to even get into the Air Force. So, nice try, mister. Marine said, hey, but if I self-identify as Elon Musk, it can't be identity theft if I self-identify as him. Fair. Let's keep going with this video.
Right. 18.2, 186.3, subsection B. Right, so you can tell me nothing.
But if I was told that I was not being detained, then that's fine. I can say another name.
No.
Having a regular conversation between people.
No.
Yes.
VA code 19.2 dash 82.1. It is unlawful to give a fake name or misrepresent your identity
for anyone lawfully detained.
I know. Listen.
You keep saying like it's something different.
We're gonna sit down. So you are detained at this moment for giving false information. Sit down, please.
I'm illegally being detained right now.
You are illegally being detained?
I think so, right?
No, you're not. Look at the other code section that I told you to look up.
It says lawfully detained.
Right. That's a 19.2 code section.
18.2 dash 186.
186. Yep.
Okay. When he told me that I wasn't being detained, that's when I said, Charlton, when you told me that I am being detained, I gave you my actual name. So.
Well, not until I came around.
But that's when you told me I'm being detained.
This kid was out doing his rage. So, now, according to what the synopsis said of what this kid was doing, is he's going out doing what they call rage baiting. I didn't know that was a thing. It's not like auditing. He wasn't out there for the cops. He was out there to piss other people off doing random shit to get reactions. A kind of a PG version of that is the Bushman. If you guys ever see that, he dresses up like a bush and just like scares people down by San Antonio. And there's other people that have been popping up doing that. That's kind of a rage bait in a way. It's a very, I would call a PG version of it. But there's some of these guys that take it to extremes. I don't know how bad this kid was out doing that. And then the cops got called and then they made the contact with him. So it wasn't a First Amendment audit type situation. So I didn't call it that. But he really knew his shit as far as when he's being lawfully detained, what he can do, when he's not, what he can do. And you 100% can say you're Megatron, whatever you want to say. You're not detained. You're not being suspected of a crime. But my real issue is, why did we go down? Why are we having him sit down on the curb? Why are we going down this rabbit hole on something that we should have just been like, dude, just don't mess with people and quit pissing people off. Like, we're watching you now. Like, don't overstep, whatever it is. Because I don't agree with going out and rage baiting people. Yeah, you may be able to lawfully do it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Kind of like Mike Tyson would say, everybody's got a plan to get punched in the mouth, or, these people on the internet, they got too comfortable with nobody ever putting them in check. Like, that shit can get you. And that's kind of why the police kind of got to be around, because if somebody snaps off and it starts to get violent because you're outrage baiting people. Freeman, there's a YouTube lawyer. Did I miss something in the comments? Eric, it's typical. I taught my granddaughter Aura to spell. Oh, I missed it. Where'd it go? All right, let me read this again. Eric, it's typical. I taught my granddaughter Aurora, that's a pretty name, by the way, to spell her name at 2 by singing it to her. Yeah. That shit works. It does work. Harrison said, I have to build something to learn it as an engineer. So you're kinesthetic. That's my other learning ability. So what I do is I listen, and then typing is how I start out, or I'm sorry, writing. So I'll write flashcards if I'm really trying to remember something. So I'm listening to it, I'll write it out, then I type it out. And then that usually typing it out, like if I'm using Quizlets or something like that. So I'll type it all out, and then that gives me both of my really good learning ways. Reading is not it. I can't read shit. I'm that guy that I'll read a paragraph and I'm like, what the fuck did I just read? And I'll read that paragraph again and I'll get halfway through and I start thinking about God knows what. Excuse me. And then I got to go back to the paragraph again. And by that time I'm frustrated and I'm done. I just can't read, y'all. Can't do it. Marine says, I have no brain, so I can't learn things. Free said, the cops just use that phrase a lot. That's all I'm saying. What are you, a YouTuber? Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. Anytime somebody tries to flex what they know about the law and it's not a cop dealing with a cop situation, that is a common go-to with it's an ego thing. I've done it. I've said it. I've had. But then again, when they were saying it, they were fucking dead wrong. And I'm like, where the fuck did you get your law degree? Google? I'm like, you're not even close. A lot of it has to do like the trespassing stuff. A lot of people would try to test my knowledge on the trespass thing, which I've got mastered. That's like, it's not right, sir. You can absolutely be trespassed from a location just because you're not on it when I'm here. Anybody can be trespassed. I'm like, that's just how it works. So now the thing is like, I can't force you to give me your ID. So Nina's in the house. What up, Nina? Diane, 9824. What's going on? But yeah, to your point, Free. I have used the line, but it's because I knew they were wrong. But that's the rub. I dated an engineer, zero common sense. Too funny. Okay, let me go back here. Where are we at? This has been a fun episode so far, y'all. I am having great conversation with you guys. I appreciate you entertaining my boredom. I'm sorry I just kind of threw it together last second, but is what it is, right? Let me see here. Let me see. Ooh. I'll pull this one up. We are on police activity. Let me share the screen. I tried to get Banning on with me, you guys, but he had some shit going down, he said, so. Let's biggie size this. Looks like we're in Arkansas State Police. Okay, I have not watched this video. I have no idea what it is, but shout out to Police Activity. This is on their YouTube channel, so give credit where credit is due. Craig said, gonna share the video of the guy that showed the cop his unconcealed weapon. I don't know that video. Not off the top of my head. right, I'm gonna say that this video's sped up. It doesn't look like it's going a normal frame rate. But, well, you know it is, because the timer on the top right is in regular second. It doesn't look sped up on that. Looks like he's moving in for a pit maneuver. Somebody should have told that cop you can't pass on a double yellow. Two unsuccessful pits. Officer's got to be careful. I know he's moving in for a pit, but he's really close. Cars can come up on you quick on these 2-lane roads. Cause see, he can't see shit. There you go. And now the problem is, a lot of times when you do these pit maneuvers, you get a little bit of drift in your own car. And if he gets any drift, or gets any significant drift, he's going into the trees. I don't see their speeds on here. Oh shit, woo!
Alright, he's crashed out,
So when they wreck out like this, obviously you want to watch out to see if they decide to take off running. You also have to be careful approaching the car, because they could be armed in there. Anytime you get a rollover like that, the odds of them just being ready to rock and roll kind of low, but you still got to be on your toes. And then the other concern, the big one that I always have is there are other people in the vehicle. So, especially innocent people. So, oh, now he's got the power lines to deal with.
Hey, watch those lines. They're touching the car. Get back. Justin, get back.
What is he doing? Oh, my God.
Is everybody aware?
That was a baby. I'm going to go back. I'm like, what is he doing? He's an idiot. No, he's not. He did exactly what I would have done. Yeah, look, you can see it right there. That is 100% a baby.
Hey, watch those lines. They're touching the car. Get back. Justin, get back.
Oh, my God. That is crazy.
Is everybody awake?
Yes.
They're moving?
Yes. I don't know where my baby's at.
I have your baby. She's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Power lines are on fire. You're on top of the vehicle.
Come here. Get that off your hair. Come here. He okay? Come here, buddy.
Yeah, that power line just
stay in the car
right now. On the car.
Stay in the car. Go to Trooper Harper.
You're getting the kids
Put your
out.
hand down. Stay inside the car. Do not come out. You see them power lines? If it touches the car, it's going to kill you.
He's not wrong.
Hey, sweetie. You see Trooper Harper? Go right to him. Hands on top of the car.
Do you hear that thumping noise? I think that's the electrical lines messing with these guys' body cam mics.
Oh, you got a scratch. Come in here, baby.
I think they're getting interference with it.
You're okay. Yeah, you're not going to. You're good, baby.
She hurt her wrist. You can tell she's hurt.
No, you're not going to jail. Is the baby okay? Yes. Yeah, she's fine.
It almost kind of looked broken.
Oh, there's another baby?
Yep. He can't get out. There's a baby in the car still.
Yeah. I ain't got it.
Here's something I really like so far. These officers they're not getting stuck in that security moment. They're not sitting there with their guns out the whole time, like refusing to do anything else until that suspect's put in cuffs. They're taking the circumstances for what they are, and they're prioritizing life of these children over trying to get the driver. So it sounds like there's another kid still in the car.
I'm just that damn power line.
Keep your hands on the car.
I don't know how much longer that's gonna hold before it burns and falls.
The kid's got a broke arm.
He just said one of the kids has a broke arm. Oh, the kid literally is in a cast. That's what he meant.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Does it hurt? How old are you?
See, that's a guy that cares. That's not just a cop chasing, a squirrel, chasing the next bad guy. That's a dude that cares. That's the type of reaction and sincerity I want to see in my officers. Like he was, chasing a bad guy. We don't know what for. Pit maneuvers are controversial for sure, but I'm going to put that onus on the driver of the vehicle. Nobody's forcing you to floor it and run away and then put all those people in danger. It's on you. Cops have a job to catch bad guys. And I like seeing cops that aren't afraid to go after bad guys. I want them to use sound judgment. And to me, you're on isolated back roads. Like, that's a perfect time if you're going to chase a car. It's the best place to do it. On a busy freeway, not necessarily. So all these things have to be running through your head. But I've got no doubt in my mind, and I don't know this officer from Adam, but I read people, and I'm reading this guy. He's not just going through the motions of, he cares. He legitimately cares. The other officer's holding the baby. Now reality's hitting this officer. He's going to second guess himself this whole time because a baby was ejected. He didn't know, I don't think he knew that there were cops. I don't think he knew that there were children in the car. And now it's all hitting him. The traumatic effect of this call. And this is not a bootlicking propaganda speech. This is real life. This. If you're a truck driver and you run across this happening, you're going to go through the same things. This isn't just a cop thing. This is an all of us thing. Yeah, Free, you're not wrong. Arkansas is a little crazy with the pits.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay.
I'm worried about her arm.
Hey, can you stop? Hey, you know. Get over for Bubba.
Need to get that damn bag out of the back. Give him some room.
It's hard.
Let me tell you another thing that you guys may not be thinking about that I really like that's happening right now. I had and you guys don't know this part, but I had a car accident one time. Not me driving. As an officer, I responded to a car accident. They ran into a telephone pole. Single car accident. Basically, a car pulled out in front of them. They jerked the wheel too hard to avoid that, and they ran right into a telephone pole. Now, the dad that was sitting in the back, elderly man, he's probably in his early 70s. Everybody said they were fine. They all, what do you call it? They were checked out by the ambulance, but they refused to go to the hospital or anything like that. About 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, I get a call that the elderly man that was in the back was dead. Had me or the ambulance done maybe more of an assessment like this officer's doing right now to check for any soreness internally, I would have known that gentleman's liver was lacerated, like basically ripped in half. I don't know that he could have been saved, but it would have been better than what had happened. So I think about that call all the time, because if I had taken, I'm not a medical guy, so I'm not going to hold it on myself too hard, but had I taken the time to do what this officer's doing right now, maybe I would have known more, because that sometimes them internal issues, they take a little bit longer to manifest. And this is great. This is great police work all around so far. And to Andy's point. He said he's working to control his rage. You may be onto something with that as well. He could very well be trying to hold that shit back. So
my heart, but my phone is in the corner. Okay.
I want to know, is the driver still in that vehicle?
I don't know if I was talking to you.
You weren't talking to me. You got warrants?
Nah, I hope not.
He's not. They got him out. He's out. He's in the back of a car right now talking. That's where you're hearing this. At least that's what I think. Sounds like they got him out. They just didn't show it in the video.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba, you want a sticker? You put it on your shirt?
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I don't hold it on myself. You always are gonna what if yourself. And that's really all that's about. Just what if in myself. What if I would have done this? What if I'd have done that? Maybe we could have gave that guy some extra time. That's all. And I think that's what that officer is going through right now is just the fact where he's like, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? Maybe we wouldn't be here. And to be honest, it's on the driver.
Y'all want to start rerouting people?
What are you doing?
I'm just laying down.
Well, that shit's high. Yeah.
You want me
just laying down?
You need to sit up. The EMS can check you out. You need to be last on the list. What's your kid's names? Starting from the infant. The infant.
The infant.
Do you know the infant's name?
We call the big one. I'm trying to think her actual birth name. Kinsley.
Doesn't even know his kids' names.
The youngest is similar to Kinsley, but it's not Kinsley.
Okay, we'll worry about it. We'll get in contact with the mom where she remembers her kid's name.
He almost hit him with that door.
Hey, so I'm beyond feeling sorry. Now I'm at the off stage, okay? So let's not beat on the window no more. Medics will come check on you in a minute. All the kids are fine. Okay?
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about everything else going on here in just a little bit. For right now, we'll turn the AC on so you're not cooking. You sit back here and hang out, okay? The medic is going to come check on you just a second. I've already looked at you.
Nina asked, I'd be so inferior right now. Or didn't ask. Country Girl said, how do you control the urge to beat the brakes off father? When I was younger in my career, it was hard. It's hard for me not to say sarcastic things. It was hard for me not to show that I'm pissed off. And then as I got more mature into the job, I just started learning different ways to make my mind think different ways. And the best thing that I can tell people to do is just smile inside, knowing you've got them. And that you're going to put such a solid case together that this guy is not going to see the light of day. So it's just a mind game. That's all. Compartmentalize in different ways that you don't just stuff it down. You're actually venting it in a different way. You're putting that energy into the case versus overstepping and putting it into this person. So it just takes time. That's all.
The medic's going to come check on you in just a second. We'll go from there, okay? No more beating on the window.
Oh, there we go. Crazy. Let me see what the this was just uploaded a day ago. It said driver failed to stop. We already know that. Children in the vehicle. He was reaching speeds of 100 miles an hour. Tried to do the pit maneuver. 4-month-old that had been unrestrained. Suspect was ejected from the vehicle. The mother of the children was notified, responded to the hospital. The children were transported by ambulance, treated for minor injuries. The mother of the children were notified and responded to the hospital. The driver, 28-year-old Tyrese Fletcher of El Dorado, was taken into custody and transported, searched the vehicle and located a defaced firearm. So serial number was scratched off of it. Fletcher's a convicted felon. Was charged with felony fleeing, possession of a defaced firearm, possession of a firearm by certain persons, 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor, criminal mischief, possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, 4 counts of no child passenger restraints, reckless driving, no driver's license, no seatbelt, and improper passing on the left. I'm glad they threw in the improper passing on the left. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah. Yep. But the crazy part is you're still going to get people that are going to be like, why was that cop trying to do pit maneuvers and all that shit? Like, at some point, you got to go get bad guys. Like, this ain't a guy. And again, now you guys kind of see the level of, like, when I'm looking at an offense, and this is what I'm trying to push across to other officers. Think of that dipshit that was talking about getting failure to ID, identity theft, and all that shit. Think about how much work he was doing on some bullshit. And now you got cops like this. They're out there actually trying to get a piece of shit out of society. And people are going to give that officer hell. And I'm more on the side of that Arkansas State Trooper than I'll ever be on that moron that has a bunch of laws memorized and still doesn't know how to apply them. So that's the rub. That's the rub, man. That's like when we sit here and we bullshit back and forth about this stuff. I'm like, at the end of the day, that's the type of cop I want. That's the type of cop I want to be. I want to be catching the real threats to society and going after those guys. I shouldn't have to work so hard on some bullshit. I should put all my energy into calls like that. But not everybody thinks that way, and it doesn't mean that I'm right. That's the other part. It doesn't mean that I'm right. It's just how I feel. It's my belief on policing. I still very much want to catch bad guys. I want to be able to help the citizens in all these crazy new ways. I like license plate reader stuff. I think that's awesome. I just don't want police abusing it. I think the drone stuff is really cool. I've used it already, and I've helped with some serious stuff. So I'll give you another example. We got a stolen vehicle. We were able to spot it with the drone. We were able to get the officers positioned, get the car pulled over. Pulled the car over, no issues there. But now you guys know this. Typically, when we get a stolen car, what do? We all get out there and we're pointing our guns at them, and we're calling them out one by one, and we get everybody. But then the next thing that you have to do, once you get as many people out of that vehicle that's willing to get out, you have to go up to the car. And that can be a point of contention and stress and where things can go wrong. If somebody's still hiding in the car, refusing to get out. Well, we took the drone that was kind of behind it and we brought it all the way around to the front of the car. And we just kind of did this on the fly. And now we're looking down into the window of the vehicle, and we could see, like, it doesn't look like there's anybody in there. Camera can zoom in really good, and we're not seeing any movement. So we're able to kind of give those officers a little bit more peace of mind so that they don't go up there too on edge, so to speak, and where something could go wrong. And then the other thing that we were able to do is when we were in front, the one guy that was still in there, we were able to see his hands from inside, and we're like, hey, right now his hands are empty. So we're able to get that down to the officers so they don't get, again, too stressed out, maybe an itchy trigger finger or whatever, and have an accidental discharge. Like, we're just able to keep things safer. It's a different way to think. We're able to keep the bad guys safer and keep everybody else safer. So I get really pumped up about that stuff. But yeah, looking through the the messages here. The technology is being over relied on to tell cops what to stop versus helping them stop people they are looking for. Kind of. I don't disagree with you on that. I think that I think you make a great point. It is part of the issue. It's not the whole issue. Like where I'm at, if the license plate readers go off and they're like, hey, this car's stolen, like that's a good thing. That's hard for officers to just find on their own. They got to be out there running plates themselves and happen to run across that car or happen to see it on a bolo. I'll be on the lookout and recognize that car. We're like, oh yeah, I remember there was a red truck that got stolen today. That's a red truck. Let me go out and run the license plate. Like that's harder to do now with the license plate readers in strategic locations in public areas. Like we're recovering a lot of stolen vehicles. It's really cool. The drones in themselves, we can help locate lost people. We can help do rescues where you could drop Narcan, or you could drop a first aid kit, or you can spot fires out in the distance a lot easier because obviously smoke rises. But when you get a drone up in the air, fires are really easy to spot. Or more importantly, false reports of fires where they'll be like, oh, there's a raging fire over here. And you're going to have a big ass fire truck or two heading to that scene, going over the speed limit, which is dangerous. And if you get the drone up in the air, we can be like, hey, you guys can slow down. We're not seeing crazy smoke or anything. Obviously, they're still going to have to go to the scene. But we're not seeing what they're claiming. So you can slow down for now. You don't have to drive crazy. So a lot of cool stuff like that. Is a drone a sworn officer like a K9? You know what? That's actually a really interesting question. That the thing that a drone is it's an FAA. It falls under the FAA. So if you fuck with a aviation device that's under the FAA, you're messing with federal laws. Like the FAA don't play. So don't mess with drones. Don't mess with anything in the air. It's crazy. Like I learned a lot. I had to do the 107 certification. I had to do a 40-hour course through my own department. And then I had to get certified in the particular platform. So like if you use a Skydio drone, you got to go through the Skydio platform and learn how to use a Skydio drone versus using a Brink drone or whatever it is. So the AI Face ID system is getting the wrong people arrested for trespassing is a bad deal. Yeah, there's Mr. Billfold finally decided to grace us with his presence. Jim Miner said, agreed, 100% agreed. The opportunity to help clear a screen, vehicle, or other area by use of a drone, then let's use it. If it helps save our officers' lives, let's use it. Yeah, agreed. Drones can help cancel a lot of calls. For instance, a common use that we can use it for is, hey, you got a person begging. This call comes in all the time. There's a person begging on the corner of 1st and Main. And that call holds forever because cops they're busy handling more important calls. You can use the drone to run over there real quick and look and even see if the guy's still there. Most of the time, they're not. They're only there a half hour. So by the time officers are able to get to that call, at least in a busy city where I'm at, they're already gone. So we can go over there, check out the area, and be like, hey, there's nobody over here begging. Cancel that call. Free said, so if you learn to fly a drone, are you considered a pilot? Well, I do have my drone pilot's license. So you can look it up. I'm federally recognized now. That's not an easy test, y'all. That was one of the hardest tests I've taken. I'm a good test taker. I've historically, when I take a test, I'm generally in the 90 percentile. I score pretty high. And I got a 75. A 70 was passing. It was hard. It's just because there's so much stuff and they randomize every test. And all of my questions, I swear to God, most of them were weather-related questions, which I did not study as much as all the other stuff. Because I didn't think I need to know what type of fog would develop if a cold front coming from a lake in the south is passing over land in February. Like, I didn't think that was going to be something I'd have to know. I'm not a meteorologist. So I got a lot of those questions wrong. Is what it is. Jim said we use them in the oil field and construction. Yeah, drones are, man, they're just going to be here now, guys. It's just a part of life. Everybody's using them. Roofers use them. Insurance companies use them. Power line operators are using them. Oil riggers are using them. Shit, I use them on my own house, just looking at stuff, and I got my own drone now. But yeah, 100%. The robots can be scrambled with magnets, and a can of paint will cancel the camera and sensors. Not wrong. Not wrong. Are you a what? What does this say? Miramara? Are the I don't even know how to say that word. Pharisees? Your bosses? What is a seduxies? The man got some weird ones popping up tonight, y'all. But do you play a meteorologist on TV? I do not. I do not. Mira's being odd tonight. Mira, did you even bother to look at what we talk about on here before you started to go plant a vineyard, Blade Runner? It's you know what's funny? My last name's Levine, and that means the vine in French, because my ancestors were vineyard owners. Yeah, that's kind of how that originated. At least that's what I was told. So, all right, y'all. Unless you guys got some other stuff to talk about, coming up on, it's almost 11. I'm just gonna go pet my dogs. I don't have anything else to pull up. We still are gonna be on tomorrow live, so I don't want to ruin all of our stuff that we normally use. So, Banning will be on tomorrow. Banning's got a bunch of new equipment, y'all. I cannot wait. He's got a new camera, new microphone, new computer. He got like a high speed like desktop, I think. Or like a gaming laptop, one of the two. I can't remember what he called it, but yeah. So, again, thank you tonight for any of the donations. I know Ario did one. I'm pretty sure Harrison did one. For memberships. I don't know if anybody else did one, but thank you. Really appreciate that. If you have not checked out the new stuff that we're putting out, the gray area stuff, again, I'm going to have 10 episodes. It's going to be the season for that. I hope you guys like it. Please feel free to hit me up with any suggestions, criticisms, and stuff like that, because I'm constantly trying to improve as I go. I really had to step out of my comfort zone for these. I don't like just talking to the camera without something to bounce off of. I'm used to having security blankets. I'll be honest. I'm used to being able to talk to somebody else. I'm used to being able to bounce off of comments. I'm used to being able to bounce off videos that I pull up. Like those, I know it's a weird way to look at it, but that's like a security blanket for me. Me jumping on and just talking to the camera about me and what I think on certain things, and it's uncomfortable. I'm not a fan of. It's not fun for me yet. I guess is what I'm saying. I'm just trying to step outside of my comfort zone to get some new stuff across. So, what did Mr. Billfold say? He said, Eric, I think you should discuss how real-time crime centers and those technologies align with Cats versus United States with James White. We absolutely can bring that up when James comes onto the pod. I'm down with that. I don't know that that's the topics he wants to hit on. I'm definitely gonna let him kind of run what he wants to talk about, because I'm just really honored that he'd be on the show. I kind of nerded out on him, or fanboyed, I should say. And I don't think he expected that. It's kind of funny because the conversation, he didn't know what to expect from me. I think he thought that the reason I was talking about him originally on the show was because he thought we had a problem with him calling out some police. And then he learned, like, oh, as we talked, he's like, oh, you do the same thing. He's like, you're not afraid to call it out. So I think that really opened him up to being on the show. He realized I'm not going to ambush him or anything like that. So yeah. Freeman said, like it. I love it. Keep it going. I'll comment if I think I need to, but so far, awesome. Yeah. What's funny, this has been the best part, is every single one of the gray area video monologues I've chopped up into 5 bits where I thought I made 5 good points. Some of the points are on the police side. Some of the points are on civilian side. And people that don't know the full video exists or don't go check that out, they get butthurt on the pro police one, for instance. And they're like, oh, but there's all of this. And all the stuff they list is stuff that I mentioned in the full video. And I'm like, well, if you watched, and then what's great is the next video comes out and it actually kind of addresses what they're saying. And then I'll get some cops that see it and they're like, well, you're totally neglecting this because they didn't see the first video that came out. So it's too funny. It's too funny. 2 cops, 1 donut. Gindris and Gindrau. Looks Spanish. Interesting. I don't know what that means. It's pronounced Sadducees. I need to be careful. I start reading stuff. Mr. Billfold could have been setting me up right there. Sadducees? Sadducees. Maybe that's what it is. Sadducees. Anyway. So, yeah. Did he go over the Lego? I did not go over the Lego controversy. Man, you guys are really wanting to get into this Lego thing. Maybe that'll be tomorrow's topic. Maybe we'll just, we'll deep dive into that. I'll try to learn everything tomorrow before we do the show. Yeah. We still are doing so you think cops do it better in other countries? I think I've got 56 and 57 that I'll probably put 56 out tomorrow. People really love that series. Again, if I haven't made it clear, the reason I do it is these videos are being sent to me normally from these countries, and they want the attention brought on their cops. So there's some sort of outside social pressure for their people to improve their policing. It is not to say American cops are better. You guys know better than that. People that have followed me long enough know better than that. I wouldn't. That doesn't make any sense because I'm calling out American cops all the time. Obviously, we fuck up and we fuck up bad. Sonia Massey, do I have to mention it again? I mean, there's plenty of bad instances that we can talk about of us doing things that we should be doing better. So it has nothing to do with American policing and everything to do with just trying to improve. You guys know me. I'm optimistic. I'm a save a world type of guy. I like to think that I can make a difference somewhere. Whether it be in my own backyard or halfway across the world. Maybe we can help improve policing in Mexico and Brazil and some of these other common problem places. Maybe not Russia, but who knows? Wade said, love it too. You can always count on me to talk shit. Yeah. Oh, it's me and Mr. Billfold had a great conversation yesterday, and just talking about the guys that would give me the most shit for a while, and he just kind of got quiet. The latest one was Brian, isn't it? I don't think I ever see him in here on our lives, but he comments on the videos quite a bit, and we would go back and forth, and he just got quiet. And every time I've been posting, especially on the gray area videos, like he's like, I got nothing. That's what he'll post, and so I'm just like, I'm like acting like I'm poking him with a stick, and I'm like, come on, do the thing that you and I do, where you bitch at me and tell me how I'm wrong, and then I argue back with you. Like, He's not doing it. Oh, we got Chaplain Campbell in the house. What up, Chap? Another great man out there doing the Lord's work. Love it. But yeah, Wade and Andy both definitely were people that kept me on my toes when they first came over trying to figure me out. Mr. Billfold, same. Country Girl, and Lacey, two more people that not afraid to light me up. So it's been fun. I like our community. I like the accountability that we hold. So Mr. Billfold said, fair. I think his knowledge of it would be great conversation for you to have. Read up on cats and at least broach the idea to him. Yeah, I could do that. For sure. Definitely could do that. I've been getting a lot of compliments on my Memorial Day new Detroit Tigers hat. Hope y'all like it. It's fitted. On the inside under the bill, they've got the memorial stars for the fallen. Behind here is the old BDU print for any of my military members out there. And then on the other side, it's got there it is, the American flag. And it's a fitted mesh hat. I love it. It's gonna be my go-to hat until this thing gets ratted and tattered. Craig said, stupid ass phone. I don't SNG does it too, Eric. Shotguns and Jim said, great show. Thanks to you and Banning. Appreciate you, Jim. Yeah, it was a fun show. It was a fun impromptu. Really appreciate everybody. M81 camo. It's Old Testament. That's what he's talking about. Samuel Ting 1876 said, so is it ever a good idea for cops to take on YouTube? I keep seeing videos of cops taking on YouTubers. If I was still a cop, I would be running from YouTubers. Well, I don't know what you mean by taking them on. I don't see the point of taking anybody on. If I don't have a call there, I'm not trying to take anybody on. Ever. Matter of fact, I'm trying not to work if I don't have to. If I'm being honest, if I could not work and just go talk to people, like that's the fun. That's these smaller agencies, they can do that stuff all the time. But where I'm at, there's a million calls a year or more. Chaplain said, just getting off shift and heading home. We'll be marrying one of my officers tomorrow. Wish all of us luck. I don't think he means he's going to get married. I think he's going to marry other people. Sam said, well, I agree. Yeah. Listen, even if you are approaching a YouTuber, it's not hard. It's not like you got to do anything crazy. What do you do? Hey, man, what's going on? What are you up to? See what they do. If they pull the whole don't talk, don't say anything, say you give them the Dumb and Dumber. Well, big gulps, huh? See you later. That's it. Not hard. You're not breaking a law. Wade said he is correct. They want to be one of the hero for all the cops that got owned. I don't know what it would mean. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean, Wade. He is correct. They want to be the one to be a hero for all the cops that got owned. I guess I don't know what we're talking about. My concern is I see cops get caught in the fields and lose their minds. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the ego. That's when the ego takes over. The moment Sam, you may be new to this conversation, but we've had this on here quite a bit. Our regulars, they know about this. We actually put on an ego class, an actual class that we teach the recruits where I'm at. And now it is accessible for other cops to see. But we talk about when the ego takes over. And typically that's when they have these unmet expectations. Cops, 99.9% of the time, they're used to people complying. And the moment somebody doesn't meet that expectation, it typically triggers the ego and emotional response because they weren't prepared for that. And when they're not prepared, they are set back and they're not sure how to respond. And it's typically the ego takes over. So, yeah. Oh, when they try to get the auditor, I see what you're saying. Yeah. They want to be the hero. Yeah. Yeah. And then they do end up getting owned. Now I understand what you're saying. But I mean, it's a good thing because it's just more examples for us to put out there and what not to do. The more examples I can show, the higher odds that we have of fixing the issue. That's all it is. It's amazing to me. I still run into people that other officers I've run into talking, and they're like, "Well, what's up? What do you mean First Amendment auditors? Like they don't get the training. They don't see them. They don't see them on the internet. People's algorithms are what they're looking for, and a lot of cops aren't looking for other cops that have messed up. So that's why we kind of hold here. We hold a secret key on how to get into officers' algorithms. I'm a cop. Cops tend to follow other cops. So they can get pissed off or they can listen or we can open their eyes or whatever it is, but they can see my stuff and hopefully something of it sticks. So hopefully they can look and say, all right, here's a cop that's saying we do mess up. We do mess up probably more than we'd like to admit. And here's where we're messing up and how we fix it. That's the hope. Because they're not going out looking for it on their own. I promise you that. The majority are not out there looking for it on their own. Eric, question used to be Monday night, now Sunday night. Why is that? Just curious. Well, Jim, I am still a cop and my schedule changed at work. So when my schedule changed, I switched over. Uh-oh, Richard he hit me in the ego. Richard said, you look like Joe Rogan. This is the whole reason I started this podcast, brother. Joe Rogan inspired me too. I love Rogan. Don't tell me I look like him. I do have a full head of hair though, so I got that on him. Although he's got much better roundhouse than me. Lawful Act said, I pushed a lot of buttons in scenario-based training, getting people to recognize ego. It is amazing what would even happen when they know it's not real. Call for service. Yeah, you're 100% right. My best example of that is foot in the door. The foot in the door scenario. And where I'm at, we throw a loud music party in our little mock village that we have. We have an indoor mock village. And all the role players are a bunch of cops that know how to get under your skin and know the things that people say to get under your skin and how to do it. And we work that and we push your buttons to the max and we wait for the right moment. And then we try to shut the door in their face and we try to see if we can get those recruits to put their foot in the door. And that's what triggers it. Ego. Exactly what Lawful Acts is talking about. So Jim said, all good. Thanks, brother. No worries, bro. But yeah, foot in the doorway is one of the best ways to do it. Or scenarios, I should say. Sam said they are not out there looking for it. Wait until you watch the Lego stuff. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. No. I mean, cops aren't out looking for things outside of their echo chamber. So most cops, and this is speculation. I am speculating 100%. But from my experience, most cops, they're not looking up on their algorithms. They're not going on Instagram or YouTube and be like, cop gets in trouble. Cop screws this up. Cop on Constitution. Cop. I look that stuff up. I want to know how we're messing up. And I want to know what the problems are. I want to know how to fix the problems that we're having. I want to know how big the problems really are. Because I'll admit, I was one of the cops that would go around and be like, well, 99.9% of cops are out there doing the right thing. It's just that 0.1% that are bad. That's not true. That's not true at all. And there's way more doing bad. And there's levels. I think when people say that, they're thinking of like a cop going out there on the take with a local dope dealer. No, you're missing like all these, what you consider little things, but they're rights violations. Just like the idiots that were trying to say that the guy was detained and that they could get his ID, but he wasn't really being detained because one other, like, that's cops doing wrong. It may not have been intentional, could have been, may not have been intentional, but that's another example of cops doing the wrong thing. And cops aren't thinking of that as being a wrong thing. They're thinking that as, oh, it's just a little fuck up. No, that's a rights violation. That's a big deal. So that is what I mean when I'm saying that they're not out there looking for how cops mess up. I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained that well enough. That's what I mean on that. Free said, you're way better looking than Joe Rogan, and I'm a heterosexual male. I'm glad you clarified that. Appreciate it. Harrison said, the colonel, I think that's what he's saying, the colonel of the Tennessee State Police said troopers did nothing wrong with the 5,000 false DUI arrests and did everything perfectly. Well, I don't know. I don't have a response for that. That's crazy. Free said the Lego Reckless Ben is a deep dive. I'm there. The American Fork Police Department are criminal idiots. The Mormons looking after their own. Oh, it's a Mormon thing too? Oh, shit. Maybe we won't dive into that as much as I was saying. Try to avoid that. Just like the Scientology. I don't want the Scientologists coming after me either. Samuel said, I feel cops are supposed to be out there looking for trouble, not YouTube trouble. It's a good thing. I want cops out there looking for trouble. Yeah, I was always a proactive cop in patrol. I was constantly trying to find, bad guys, but I would use formulas that work. You go find a local dope house and you just watch and see the riffraff that comes in and out. Or if you got a pawn shop in your neighborhood, you get there early in the morning and you see people bringing stuff in. People bringing stuff to a pawn shop early in the morning, that's a red flag. And then I would see them carry, some tools in, but they carry those tools right back out. That tells me that the pawn shop turned them away. Why did they turn them away? Normally it's because that shit's stolen. And it was probably stolen that night. That's why they're trying to dump it early in the morning as a fence. They're trying to use the pawn shops as a fence, but the good pawn shops, they don't let that happen. So that's what I would do. I'd set up at good pawn shops that I knew would stay above board and then watch. And then as soon as that person would leave, find a traffic stop, knock them down. And then lo and behold, the investigation lead. And I'd get a construction guy, all his stolen, Milwaukee tools back. I love getting people, real workers. I love getting their stuff back because they write it out. They're hopeless. They think that there's just no way. But I was always really good at being proactive at getting people's property back. I was really good at stolen stuff. I don't know why. Everybody's got their own shtick. Property crimes was my thing. And my nose is itching like crazy. I feel like I don't do blow, y'all. I promise. Just something's in the air in here. And anyway, that was my proactive policing style. But those are formulas that work. I didn't invent them. I learned them from other really good proactive cops. And it would always lead to something. Free said, it's deep, Eric. Mel Gillum said, there are reasons to be online as a cop. Terror plots foiled, drug intercepted, predators caught. 100%. Yeah, there are. Yeah. What's been frustrating me lately, like there's these really cool vigilantes that go after the child predator guys. I've been trying to, I've messaged them on Instagram and other social media platforms all the time. I just haven't got any of them to come to bite. None of them have, I want to get them on the show. But the ones I really want to get on there is I want to find out what the reception has been from other cops, because I've watched a lot of videos where the cops basically like treat them like they're the problem. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Shit drives me up the wall. I could never do that job, by the way. The cyber crimes, crimes against children, internet crimes. If you ever hear the term ICAC, internet crimes against children, that's what they're talking about. So, Wade said, roll with Joe Rogan. I'd roll with him. I think I've rolled with him before. I think he was at a seminar I did when I was stationed in Montana. I'm pretty sure it was Eddie Bravo, Joe Rogan. I think his name's either Danny or Denny Prokopos. He was I think he's the very first black belt that Eddie ever given was Denny. That guy was like 120 pounds. He was tiny, but he just beat my ass. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Rogan came to that seminar. I think I didn't really know back then. I didn't know Rogan. I knew he was a part of what Eddie Bravo did. I followed Eddie. That's what I was doing. I really like 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu stuff. That's what I got started in. Rubber guard, half guard, stuff like that. That's still my game today. It's outdated, but it works against people that don't know what's going on. Half guard, man, for cops that don't know, if you know half guard lockdown system, that's 100% guaranteed to work out in the field, man. You get somebody that gets on top of you, you'll reverse them in just a couple seconds, especially if you can get the lockdown wearing boots. They have no chance. And I'm sorry if that's going over a lot of people's heads that don't roll. It's just verbiage in the game. Let me see. I could not do it with either the predators, or the predators are not safe around me. Yeah, I know, man. I didn't want to do it. I didn't get officially asked by the unit, but I did get asked because a couple of my buddies are like, "Hey, you're promoting. Would you consider coming over to crimes against children?" I was like, "No, not in a million years. I don't want that on my heart and my brain, and I also don't trust myself to stay professional." Jim said, "Eric, I'm watching every night. Probably should have been an officer versus safety management. I know of 2 places that are suspicious. One auto shop with U-Haul coming in at 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. and folks working on cars versus day hours." Yeah, it's probably a chop shop and a fence for stolen goods. Mel said, "I'm easy around cops, though. I enjoyed them as neighbors, friends, martial arts training. They're people like anyone." Yeah, I would agree. You never watched Fear Factor? No, not at that time. I was stationed in Montana, and I was born as a hunter fisherman. Like, I wasn't watching TV. I think at that time, the best thing you could get me to watch was probably Sons of Anarchy and Rescue Me. Those were the 2 shows that I think I watched back then. That was it. I just didn't have time for TV. We're too busy living it up. We'd go camping every weekend that we were off and just do fun shit all the time. Nope. I mean, I learned about it later, but I never really cared for Fear Factor. And I can tell you this for sure, I wouldn't have put 2 and 2 together at that time. You could have told me Joe Rogan runs Fear Factor, and then I would have been like, "Oh yeah." But my stepsister just told me, she's like, "We're watching you." She called me a bunch of names. Hi, Lynn. Too funny. I don't think I'd have the patience either. Predators get me visceral. Yeah. I think it takes a special person to work that stuff, and you got to know yourself. I know myself. That's not me. A song I recorded when I was on Sons of Anarchy. Freeman, you were on Sons of Anarchy? My mom, you were always fly fishing. Yeah, I loved fly fishing, y'all. I actually went fly fishing. Me and my wife, we stayed a whole weekend in the area that they filmed a river runs through it with Brad Pitt, if you guys remember that. I didn't catch a fish the entire time on that river. I caught fish on other rivers in the area, but that damn river that Brad Pitt was killing it, I didn't catch a damn thing. I got skunked the whole time. I was pissed, and you guys think that I'm dedicated and I don't know, maybe you think I'm a little bit stubborn in some of the stuff I do. The level of stubbornness I had at a younger age was just tenfold. And I refused to get out of that river until I caught a fish. So if you can imagine, I was in that water from the time the sun came up till the sun came down, and my wife was like, we got to go. Like, bugs are destroying me right now. I refused to get out of that water until I caught something. And I didn't catch anything. Jim said, Idaho boy here. I understand what you mean. Camping, fishing, etc. Yeah. Hiking, all of it. Man, Montana, I fell in love with it. When I got out of the military and I got my first police gig in Michigan, I put in for jobs all across the country, but I put in for a ton of police jobs in Montana because I loved Montana that much. It was great. I grew up in Michigan winters, so Montana winters to me were actually better. I didn't look at them as worse than Michigan. I looked at it as better than Michigan because Michigan is always damp. It's like a very humid winter. So it's heavy, thick snow. Montana is just it's like light sand. The snow is like you could snow blow your driveway like with a leaf blower. So it's pretty cool that way. Why is this not? I'm trying to look at the comments. My screen's being difficult here. Why will this not let me scroll? I'm trying to look at what Freeman was saying. There we go. Where did it go? Freeman. I saw that you said something about. I lost it. For some reason, this is all of a sudden acting crazy. ADHD, LOL, I get you. 100. Attention deficit disorder, ADD. Without the H for hyper, I'm calm and I'm always switched on. Yeah. Tim Pool has tackled a bit lately, but only as it relates to politics. Oh, the thunder is rolling again. I heard it really big. But man, yeah, I was about to get off, but you guys got all these good questions all of a sudden. So I decided to keep going. I could have swore Freeman. Oh, Freeman said a song I recorded. A song I recorded was on Sons of Anarchy. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. That's the comment I was looking for. All right. Well, we're rolling up on 3 hours. We're about 10 minutes short. If nobody has anything final, we're going to be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. I will try to look into the Lego thing and see how I'll be honest. I'll tell you how far down that rabbit hole I want to go if I want to go down it once I start looking up that stuff. I'm sure Mr. Bill Fold or some of these other guys will send me some shit I think he probably already has. I've only touched the surface of them. Like I said, I know a little bit about the story, but I didn't get crazy with it. Eric, send me a text via Banning. I have some fly fishing info for you. Bro, I have not fly fished since I was in Montana. That's the crazy part. I loved it. But yeah, I have not fly fished since then. Why are Texas cops still disarming folks? I don't know. That's the crazy part, y'all. Like, I can only give you the examples I see around me. I've never seen a Texas cop trying to disarm people inappropriately. But Texas is huge. It's bigger than countries. And most of you guys know where I work. I don't talk about where I work on here, but you're not dumb. It's easy to figure it out. There's agencies that are like 30 miles down the road that are doing shit that I'm like, how the fuck are you doing that? You're an idiot. Look at the Auto the Watchdog stuff. Him getting arrested for some bullshit. Like, how does that happen? I don't know. I can't answer for every cop out there. But it does blow my mind. Want to spam Eric with info about Legos? Join the Discord. Too funny. Lawful acts, not near Harris County. No, I'm not near Harris County. Not at all. Not at all. Think North Texas. And lawful, if you really want to know, like, just look up Eric Levine. Police, North Texas, whatever. Like, just put all that together in Google. You'll find it. Go to my LinkedIn, you'll find it. It is not hard. We have policies, and I follow those guidelines so I don't get in trouble at work. That's why I'm reserved on some true opinions and how I say certain things. This is what you get, lawful, when you have an active cop that's trying to do this stuff. I've got guidelines I got to follow because I got a family to take care of too. I don't want to get fired for piping off inappropriately and making my department look bad. So I don't mention my department. I don't do any of that stuff. And I try to give you as much as I can when I can. But when I can't, I will tell you. I'm like, I can't talk about that. And you'll never hear me ever really bring anything up that involves my agency. I may every so often share a really cool story that it's too cool not to. And I'll share it from my work, but I won't say it's my work or anything like that. It's so stupid. I got to get rid of this mod. Marine Blood. Want to bribe Eric to research Legos? Donate here. I will say, if you are so moved that you do want to donate towards us, Buy Me a Coffee is the one spot that only takes like 5% of the actual money that you donate. Unlike YouTube. YouTube takes like 40%. So if you want more of it to go to us than YouTube, you can use the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. It's very humbling that people consistently put their money into what we do here. So just lets me know we're doing the right thing. Freeman said, don't do it. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. It's been fun. I'll see y'all tomorrow. So don't get too sad. I know Mr. Billfold will probably go cry. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. It's been fun. It's been real. Take it easy. See you later.